Why am I so scared?
Because we're human. We're human, and we have these traumatic pasts, and we carry some of that difficult work in with us. And so we allow those voices to tell us what we can and cannot do rather than listening to our higher self that goes, you can do anything you put your mind to because that's why you agreed to incarnate on this earth. You are supposed to be doing this work. You are supposed to be continuing to do these things. And Jerry Ann, if you're open to it, I would love to teach you. I teach this stuff. It is absolutely brilliant. I have a free class the first Tuesday of every month. If you go to Temple of the Sacred Circle, go to Temple of the Sacred Circle and sign up. Absolutely. I would love to see you in the free class.
That just caused me a lot of anxiety, but you know what? You got nothing to fear but fear itself, right? So I'm just going to step into it.
Exactly. I was you many years ago, so I am so grateful to you, Jerry Ann. Thank you so much for being on the show with me this evening. Thank you for allowing me. Can I just ask you one more? I have like 30 seconds.
Am I breaking the patterns to help heal my children?
Yes.
Thank you.
You are stepping in and doing the hard work.
I will see you on that Tuesday.
Perfect. I would love that. Don't forget to apologize. That's what I'm hearing. Don't forget to apologize. Thank you so much, Jerry Ann, for being on here. Many blessings to you, my love. I so appreciate your energy. Thank you to everyone who was watching. I am grateful to all of you. I love being able to do this. This is my life's work, and you can do it too. Join me on marialeggett.com or templeofthesacredcircle.org. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for New York City Celebrity Psychic with Perry Lyons. Live from PerryLyonsBrilliance.wixsite.com/Perry Lyons. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is New York City Celebrity Psychic on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, cherished ducklings. This is Perry Lyons, and this is Perry Lyons, New York City Celebrity Psychic on Moonstruck TV and A1R Radio. And I am here for you. For those of you who are watching, and bless you, and bless those who are listening too. Just bless everybody. I'm just promiscuously blessing. Whee! Okay. If you're watching, you'll notice that I do not look like I do normally. I am in my happy place, which is my library in my house, and I'm in my Halloween costume. I'm dressed as a superhero. My superheroes are librarians. So I am dressed as a librarian, and we're going to be very intelligent for this program. And we'll all learn the Dewey Decimal System together. But anyway, I'm here for you. So wherever you are, whether it's in the UK, hi to all my friends in the UK, and my brother, hello, or Australia, and love to all my friends in Oz, and New Zealand, love to all my friends there. It's good to know people all around the world. Canada, so wherever you're listening, I'm sending you love, and I'm telling you that I'm here to answer your questions with our trademark, evidentially proven, is that redundant? 92% accuracy rate. And also just, I really love my callers. I really do. I mean, not in a creepy way. I'm not like going to wind up under your couch or something, but so call in and I'm here to answer your deepest and most personal questions. Meanwhile, we're going to do the psychic tarot weather. I can't see through these. There, now I look even more smart. What the heck did I do with my cards? They're in my purse. Sorry about that. Brief moment of confusion. Hello. Okay, so here's how the psychic tarot weather works. Oh, Foxborough, Massachusetts. That's where my ancestors lived from 1632 on. Hi, Michaela. And Michaela's my favorite name.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, sweetie.
Thank
I'm good.
you.
I'm just going to do the psychic tarot weather. Can you hang out for 3 minutes? What I'd like you to do is breathe really deeply and then breathe out through your mouth like this, like you're blowing out a birthday candle. That activates the vagus nerve, not the vagus nerve, in which you wake up in a hotel room with sex workers, but that's a different story and enough about my personal life. So keep doing that and concentrate on your question, and I'll be back with you in 3 minutes. 3, count them 3. Okay, ready? Here's how the psychic tarot weather works. And it really works, and I don't know why. The first cards are for the beginning of the week, which is today and tomorrow. The second card is for the middle of the week, which is the next couple of days. And the third card is the end of the week, which is next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And the cards address, well, you'll see. They address what's going on, and you'll find they're oddly accurate. So, that's interesting. The first card has to do with either being in, being around, or thinking about a happy relationship. This is actually a marriage card for me. In my readings, it tends to turn up as an engagement marriage card, and or what it also means in my 20 years of readings is that you know exactly what you want in a relationship, and that relationship is coming towards you. If you're in a relationship, it might mean that you're in a very happy time. If you're somebody who's got a crush on somebody else, just pick up the phone and call them, for heaven's sakes. Stop being such a chicken. So it's a really nice card. It's a card of romantic possibility and romantic expansion. See, they're standing under a big rainbow filled with cups. They might be tripping, but that's okay. I love doing that. Interestingly, the next card has to do with not beginnings, not commitments, but mediums. Not me, although I am a medium. What this card often means is that moment right before, like either making a commitment or walking away from something. So, for instance, if you've lived in Hong Kong for 5 years, but you're not sure if you should live there anymore, this is the moment where you're going to be weighing all factors and deciding if you want to stay in Hong Kong or come back to wherever you live in the States or wherever you live anywhere. If you're in a relationship, this means that you're at the moment right before both of you have maybe said the L word or the M word, which is monogamy, or the C word, which is commitment, or the S word, which is shut up, Pear, just put the card away. Okay. Um, but it means you're in that moment right before something, right before you make a commitment. You're in that moment where you're balancing things. Oh, the last card is it doesn't look like a fun card. It is a fun card. It's the 10 of Pentacles, which is a card of unexpected wealth or unexpected money or finding that you have an inheritance or some sort of legacy or something that you didn't know about. Interestingly, quick note on this. Sometimes we can have things in our houses that are worth a great deal of money and we don't know it. An example of this is the family murderer, John List, who was so embarrassed about being broke and not having a job, he pretended to go to work for a year. Then one day he just killed his entire family so they wouldn't be embarrassed for him. I think they would have rather be embarrassed for him, but that's okay. Anyway, it turns out that all the time that he was so worried about being broke, he had a mid-century chandelier done by a famous architect, which I guess had come with the house they bought, which turned out to be worth $500,000. So I don't know what the moral of the story is. The moral of the story is find out how much your chandelier is worth before doing anything rash. Okay. Michaela, I love that name. That is my favorite girl's name. Are you still there, my angel? You still breathing?
Yes. Yep.
Good. I'm glad in both accounts. Okay. So what's your question, my angel? Oh, first tell me your birthday. I always connect people through their birthdays.
April 30th, 1996.
Oh, I love Tauruses. 1996, 1984, 1972. Oh, so your year of the rat, which is better than it sounds. Rats are if you're born in the year of the rat, you tend to be very socially kind of gifted, very good at communication, very persistent, and you're probably living in a New York subway. No, sorry, New York joke. All right. It feels like you have a couple of questions, but we're gonna stick to one. Do you want to go with the love one or the career one?
Love.
Cool. Okay. And do you have a specific question?
Anything that's coming up. Nothing very specific. I am in a relationship, been in one for 6.5 years.
By the way, the love fish haven't been biting much for anybody recently. That's going to change soon. Let me see what I get. Is there somebody specific you kind of have your crush eye on?
Yep, my boyfriend of 6 years.
Oh, okay. Well, the way you said that, I thought maybe I got that you were in a relationship, but I didn't get but the way you asked the question, I wasn't sure if you were. So forgive me.
Oh, yes, I was. I am.
Yeah, you are. Actually, I think things are going pretty well. I mean, you guys are kind of taking each other for granted. That's par for the course after 6 years. I would stay tuned for the holidays because I think he's probably going to pop the question on New Year's Eve. I honestly, this is going to be a pretty short reading because I think you guys might have hit a couple of bumps recently, which, who doesn't in relationships?
Yeah.
I vaguely remember.
He just lost his brother last week in a tragic car accident in Florida.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful. It's going to take him, be really patient with him. It's going to take him at least 6 months to be back to normal. So just give him a lot of shoulder rubs and hugs and chocolate and whatever
I've been doing.
Like. Yeah. No, I can tell you're a very good caretaker. You really are.
Definitely rocky, but.
Yeah, no, that's very hard. It took me a year and a half to get over that when that happened to me. So I still walk into walls occasionally.
I definitely
that's
miss
actually,
my loved ones in heaven.
yeah, yeah. I think that what's going to happen, because I'm getting often men get married when they lose a parent anyway. It's this sort of reaching for stability, and because you're a really good girlfriend. You're a good friend, you're a good girlfriend, I wanted to say good teacher. I don't think you're a teacher, but where'd that come from?
No.
You're not. No, you're not, but you've a talent for teaching people how to do stuff, though. I will say that.
I mean, I'm a stay-at-home mom, if that makes any difference.
That's great. That's kind of the most important job you can have.
Yeah.
You're making sure that they're really good people for the next, for our world. So
Yeah.
thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you from all of us.
You.
Do you have 2 kids or 3 kids?
2.
Okay, you're going to have another. Enjoy. Perry is a good name for a boy or a girl. That's my name. Just thought I'd share that. But as I said, Michaela is my favorite name. What else am I getting for you? Honestly, you're just a lovely person. It's amazing. You live in Foxborough. I was just there. Nice town. What were you about to say, my dear?
Maybe anything from my loved ones.
Oh, okay. Let's be specific, because if I found out on this show,
my dad,
this is an interesting thing. Cool. And let me tell you what happens.
Or my father-in-law.
Let's see who shows up. Let me just tell you the reason that I asked people to be specific, because I found out while doing over 250 shows here, when people, and this is not you, I just found it out. When people ask, is there anybody there for me? What happens is we open the door and everybody rushes to the door.
Yeah.
And usually the first people to get
more
there.
or less my dad.
What? Yeah.
More or less that's my dad.
Okay, hold on. Oh, he's lovely. Was he balding?
Was he what?
Balding.
I'm not sure.
Losing his hair in the middle.
Oh yeah, he's definitely going bald. No doubt about that.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure. He's like, I can't believe that's the first thing you found to say about me. You're also very handsome, sir. He's worried about one of your siblings. Feels like it might be a sister.
I have 2 sisters. Actually, I have 3.
Well, one of them, he also loves you, by the way. He loves you a lot. You're actually kind of the most like him of all the kids. Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot of his strengths. He's a really steady guy. I think he was a wonderful father. He's one of those. Oh yeah. Well, you were, sir. He's one of those people who was just born to be a dad. Oh, and you were the. Oh, oh my God! Don't let your sisters watch this. You have a brother too, or am I?
Yes, I have a brother.
Yeah. Okay. Damn, I'm
good. He lives in Arizona.
That's okay. He's still your brother.
Yep.
I'm kidding. I'm just being playful. He sends his love to all of you. Out of the girls, you're his favorite. I know you don't think that, but I'm telling you, you're his favorite. Oh, I love saying that. He really.
Don't tell my sisters.
What?
I said, don't tell my sisters that.
No, I'm not going to. They're not going to watch this show. We're not going to let them. He's very happy. It's interesting. It's funny that I'm doing this show from a library, because I don't know if you like to read, or one of the things we do when we cross over is we study and we take classes and stuff, because Earth is a learning experience. And then when we get to the other side, we get to reenact great times from our lives. Wow, he's also showing me himself at around 30-ish. He was a good-looking guy. Yeah. Nice-looking man. Yeah. He says, that's how I got your mom. Apparently your mom's very pretty.
Yeah.
Hey, that was a real love story, he says. That's so nice. I love hearing that. Yay. Okay, so he wants you to get married. He loves your kids. Do you have a little boy?
I do have a little boy.
Yeah. He's with both kids a lot, a lot. He's kind of their guardian angel, for lack of a better phrase. Um, he's very protective of them, but the little boy is having some issues right now, so your dad is very much with him, and he's fine. He's a great little boy. You got great kids. I really like them. Oh, he's so
Thank you.
cute. Um, is his middle name one of a name that's linked to your dad or your dad's family?
His middle name is linked to my son's dad. So my son's a junior. So his middle name is my boyfriend's middle name and his dad's middle name, and then one of his brother's middle name, which is my son's godfather.
Okay. For some reason, I'm always going to remember that. I don't know why. So when you call back again, I'll be able to repeat that back to you. I'm not kidding. I don't know why that just sunk in. And your dad is like, I'm over here. Hello. Okay. What else? I like him. It's interesting because he was very smart, but he's also got like this working man down to earthness. Does that fit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very down to earth guy. He liked beer. He would like to tell you that he likes beer.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Did he bowl, or am I crazy? I mean, the two. I can be crazy, and he can.
Yeah,
bowl, so.
we would bowl. We would bowl.
So I think we've got enough confirmatory things here to say that this is your dad. He's balding. He is lovely. He likes beer. He likes bowling. He's very much with your son. What was his? Did he have a very sort of solid American first name, like John, something like that? It's not John, but what was his first name?
Who? My father, Michael.
Yeah. Oh, good. Oh, well, there you go, Michaela. Michael. What a coincidence. Yeah, I like him a lot. Do you mind if I ask, is he Catholic? Because it's none of my business. He seems like he's got a spiritual side.
Yeah.
Okay, he can't stay too much longer. He wants to. What?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
Was he specific on the sister he was worried about?
No, I think she might be getting in with other bad. I don't think he likes. Does she have a boyfriend or girlfriend or a llama? Whatever. I don't think she likes her partner very. What?
Yeah, my sister's married, and the other one, she has boyfriends. I don't know.
I'm not sure which one he's worried about. I don't think it's the married one. One of them. I think he's worried that she's getting in with some bad company. That's all. That's all he's saying. And I think it's the middle one. Oh no, the middle one's married. Hold on.
No, the oldest is married. The middle is not.
Oh, it's the middle one. Okay. Oh, you're the youngest?
Yep.
Me too. Yeah. Youngest rule. Okay. It's the middle one. I'm not sure why he's worried because he's fading. What he wants you to know is he loved you very much. He's also he made some mistakes. He could have a tiny bit of a quick temper, but he really loved you, and you were just the center of his universe. So don't forget that. And he's with your kids. I don't want to say especially the boy, but especially the boy. Very much with you. And you are going to be getting married next year. If you need any bridesmaids, dear, I'm just saying. Just don't put me in one of those. Thank you. Just don't put me in one of those bridesmaids gowns. You know how like brides want to make themselves look good, so they stick their poor friends in the like most hideous gowns ever.
Oh, I
have been in unimaginably horrible gowns for my friends. God bless them, but I'm never wearing burgundy again, people. Just not happening. So you're good. Oh, okay. We've got Mary holding for us, who is in New Hampshire. It's a New England show tonight. Yes, my people. I'm a Mayflower descendant. So, listen, Mikhail, it's really nice meeting you. And your father has to go back now, but he says he's very much with you. You can also ask him for help with stuff. Is that okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure, love. God bless you. Take care. Mwah. Mary, thank you for waiting. You're an angel. When's your birthday? Oops. Okay, well, I went on a little too long with Michaela. The thing is, when people ask for mediumship work, it feels kind of rude because to stop early because the these people have come all the way from the other side. So it only feels polite to like chat to them, maybe offer them a sandwich, a spectral sandwich. I've been getting emails lately, and actually I got some letters from you guys. Thank you. Thank you for the fan art. I love fan art. Feel free to send more. You send it care of Moonstruck TV, A1R Radio. I'm Perry Lyons, but I just love that stuff. Thank you so much. People want to know, oh, Mary, you're back. Hello.
Hi. Hi,
I'm
hello.
sorry, I didn't mean to keep you waiting. So, my darling,
Well, that's okay.
I like to connect. Oh, thank you. That's very kind. I like to connect to people through their birthdays. So, when's your birthday?
January 22nd.
Oh, you're an Aquarius. Woo! I'm going to charge extra for this. Which, considering it's free, probably means that I'll wind up paying you. I love Aquarius, but you guys are not like the rest of us. In a good way. Oh, you're not. You're all sort of weird geniuses. Which is a good thing. Okay. What is your question, my angel? How can I help?
Just a general question. I don't know what your expertise area is.
I'm good at everything, baby.
Question.
What's
just general. I'm just floating, barely treading water here. So, whatever you have to give, whatever you feel.
Sweetheart. Well, you've had a lot of loss in the last few years. So
yes.
If you're exhausted, you're tired all the time, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it. This is not forever. So I want you to hear this. And you called the right place because I just came out of this. I lost my mom and my fiance and the postman and anybody else who was standing around. And you've had a lot of you lost some possessions too. I don't know how that happened, but I'm sorry about that. But it was 2 years. Yeah, we won't go into that, but you know what I'm talking about.
I do. Yes, I lost both of my daughters.
What? Oh my God, that's beyond. Oh my God, you've had. I knew you'd had loss. I didn't know it was. That's the worst thing I can imagine. My heart is with you, and they're beautiful, and they just showed up. Okay, they're beautiful, and you gave them beautiful names too. Okay, first of all, they want you to know that nothing was your fault. They love you very much. I want to say something. I mean, something. It's not the name Yolanda, but it's a beautiful name. Both of them have beautiful names. What are their names, please, and their birthdays?
Tamara.
Oh, okay. That's right. Okay, yeah.
Tamara. July 9th, 1979, and Rebecca was March.
Yeah.
24th.
When's her birthday?
1982. I'm sorry?
What was it? When is Rebecca or Rosetta?
Rebecca.
Okay. I love that name. Great New England name. When's her birthday?
Yeah. It was March 24th, 1982.
Well, first of all, they're sorry. They know it's not their fault, but both of them are incredibly sorry for the pain that you've been in, and that they were even because they love you so much. Boy, they love you. I can see you cuddling up with the both of them, watching TV or reading them a book.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. They're very present. You can talk to them and they will hear you. Know that. And I'm not making this up. This is true. Oh, they're lovely too.
Okay.
I think they both have, one has darker hair and one has more reddish hair. Is that correct? Or she might have dyed it blonde at one point.
Yeah. One is darker than the other. Yeah.
Yeah, got it. And I was hearing what Yolanda was me trying to translate Tamara from it's an exotic name. I have 2 minutes. So here's what I'm going to say. First of all, they have a brother?
Yes. to have a brother.
Okay. They want him to know that they love him very much, and they're sorry they left him alone. And if he steps out of line, they're just going to come back and hit him around the head. They both they were very good. All three of them were very close. Oh
Yes.
gosh, they're lovely girls. They have beautiful skin, both of them.
Me too.
And beautiful. It's going to sound really crazy, but they both have really great noses. I'm sorry, that's nuts, but they do. They have beautifully shaped noses. I know that's crazy, but it runs in your family. I mean, I can tell you're lovely. Here's what you need to know. I've got 60 seconds. They love you. That when they come to you in dreams, that's not a dream. That's a visit. Okay. They're happy.
Okay.
It is really nice over there, but you're not allowed to go there if you off yourself. So don't do that. But give yourself time and rest. Drink a huge amount of water. It's the best way to flush out emotions. Cry your eyes out, eat good food, and let your friends support you, because you still take care of everybody and you won't let people support you. So please let your friends take care of you. They love you. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
And it's good for you to be in community. Join as many, whether it's church or synagogue or a knitting circle. Don't join a knitting circle. The worst politics I've ever known were in a knitting circle. But get involved in something you like, because you have a lot to give the world. You have a really good 30 plus years ahead of you, and I want to see you use that. You're important.
I hope so.
No, please trust me. I have a freaking New Yorker article. Please believe me. You're important. You're going to feel better. You won't forget them, but you will start to remember what it feels like to feel happy again. Let yourself rest. Let yourself be supported by people, and know that things are going to get better, and soon.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Soul Alignment Mentor with Angie Harris. Live from angieharris.org. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Soul Alignment Mentor on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm excited to be here again to give you some support and advice on your spiritual journey. And what I provide for those on their spiritual journey is intuitive messages that I receive from my spirit team that help us to really learn to align our mind, body with our soul and spirit. And so if you look me up on Amazon or on any online profile, you'll see that I'm an author as well. I have 2 books out, Leaf Lessons and Composting the Ego. And I want to talk a little bit today about the healing process that we go through when we go through spiritual awakening, and why it's important to allow ourselves to feel all the emotions that come with that process. I work with a lot of people that go through an awakening where they are leaving behind old beliefs or things that they once thought were real. particularly with a religious background, or if they've been taught something about spirituality that suddenly they're like not sure if they agree with anymore. And that can feel really hard to your ego. It can feel really hard to trust yourself and your intuition. And I spent over 18 years working in the mental health field. And while I was in mental health, we talked a lot about coping skills. And something that we did with coping skills were use them to calm our body down so that we didn't react or respond in ways we didn't want to do. However, on a spiritual side of things, coping skills can sometimes cause us to gaslight our emotions and feelings. And gaslighting means avoid them. And so I really encourage my clients I work with, when they get into a safe place and situation, to actually allow themselves to feel their emotions instead of try to always use coping skills to release them. And the more you do this, the more you feel your emotion, the more you heal. So if you are on this process of a spiritual awakening journey or healing or trying to process things that are coming up for you and you want extra support, you are welcome to reach out to me on my website, angieharris.org, and I can support you in working through understanding the difference between really allowing yourself to heal with emotions or using a coping skill and when the appropriate time is to do that. So I did want to take a call today. And it looks like we have Brittany from Winnipeg, Canada. And so, Brittany, are you there?
Hi, I am here. Sorry, can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you?
Perfect. I'm good. I'm just at work. How are you?
I'm good. Is there something that you were wanting to call in for, or were you wanting a general reading?
Kind of like a general, I guess.
Okay. So just anything that Spirit is wanting to share with you at the time.
Pardon?
So you're up for anything that Spirit wants to share?
Yes, definitely,
okay.
yes.
All right. So let's see what the Spirit team would like to say, Brittany. So I'm pulling some of my oracle cards, and I have a deck here that just has some words on it. And the first card that just popped out here says prune. And when I tune into this, it kind of feels as if maybe there are some situations in your life that you're wishing would be different, or that you're wanting to have a different perspective about. Maybe even releasing something, possibly. I will say we just had, I'm not sure if you guys were able to see that where you are, but we just had the solar eclipse over the weekend. Did you know about that?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and so at the same time we had a new moon in Libra. With the new moon in Libra and the solar eclipse, my spirit team was sharing with me that this was a time of release. It was a time of really allowing karmic cycles to shift in our life so that we can more align with our soul purpose, why we're here on earth. Maybe that means letting go of relationships or jobs that don't serve us and stepping into new opportunities that Spirit is trying to bring into our life. And so I don't know if there's areas in your life right now you're feeling strain or stress that you're wishing that would change. Do you feel like there's anything going on like that in your life right now?
Oh yeah, I'm I guess relationship wise, and then school. I'm at work in school.
Okay.
But mostly letting go is probably relationship wise.
Okay. So I'm hearing that it's really hard to balance, and there may be some like internal struggle with letting go of things that are not serving you because you're afraid to hurt other people. You're afraid of the reactions that will happen. But I really feel like Spirit is wanting you to remember that when you place your trust in your own intuition, in your spirit team guiding you forward, that you will always land on your feet. It may not feel good in the moment because our body, our ego, the part of us that wants to control things or always feel like we're making the most perfect decision, it doesn't always make sense to our mind because we've been taught to believe a certain way about ourselves and the world around us. And that clashes against what the spirit might be trying to do. And so I feel I can sense turmoil in you regarding some of the things that you're feeling pulled in right now. But I also really feel as if you have some pretty big goals for yourself. Does that line up?
Yeah, so I'm trying to do school and then do work and then do school for nursing.
Oh my, yeah, you definitely have a lot going on.
Yeah.
So that I can see how you're feeling a lot of pressure and stress. So I just pulled another card for you and it says discipline. I can accomplish anything I set my mind to. And do you ever do any kind of like manifesting or like setting intentions or affirmations for yourself?
No.
Okay. Do you know much about that or how to do it?
Just kind of repeat it to yourself daily.
Okay. So what I want to kind of teach you and what I hear Spirit wanting to tell you is that sometimes the belief that we have on ourselves is very limiting and we hold ourselves back from our potential because of that. And I feel this great potential inside of you to accomplish these big dreams you have inside of you. Like, I even see you, like, I just got a vision in my head of you 2 years out from now being so excited and happy. I don't know how much more school you have left, but like, I see you accomplishing this, but in this moment, in this time, making really hard decisions that will guide you to that. I will tell you, I understand. I have had to make very hard decisions in my life as well. But it feels really bad in the moment. But the more that you align with your soul and your intuition and where your spirit is trying to guide you, the more it flows. It's just our mind and ego that try to hold us back and keep us from achieving what we're really meant to do in this life. And I'm hearing that you're a healer because you really like to serve people and help them. But Spirit wants you to remember that you have to do that with yourself first. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, yeah, it's more like the discipline.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is interesting that card had come out for you. So don't be afraid to make the hard decisions. And, you're always welcome to reach out and do a private reading with me. I do help people with this because I know firsthand it's hard, but I promise you, like I see you in the future, like feeling so energetic and aligned and happy. It's just in the moment. It's almost like that fear right before you jump off the cliff. You're like, oh God, I don't know if I can do this because I don't know if I'm going to land. I don't know what's at the bottom. But Spirit is saying,
oh no, I probably wouldn't do it. I'm too scared.
yeah, me too. But Spirit is saying, we are here. We're here to help you, to release the fear and trust that there's something inside of you guiding you and it's the right direction for you. And you will be okay. The reason this is a struggle is because you're fighting against what you know is true. And when you release the fight, all of it will align the way it's meant to. So,
oh, okay.
I hope that is helpful. Again, if you want some more on that, since we don't have a ton of time here today, I'm happy to support you. You just get on my website, angieharris.org, and you are always welcome to dive in a little bit deeper into that. I want to dig a little bit in with the short amount of time that we have here. What do you feel like the biggest fear is that you're going to miss out on something, or is it more about other people?
I think it's more like, I guess, failing the course.
Okay. Failing. Okay. So I think this is where Spirit is wanting to say, to work on manifesting. See yourself achieving at it. Instead of looking ahead and thinking, I'm going to fail, and looking ahead and predicting a failure, start manifesting success. Start manifesting and seeing yourself, like when you get up in the morning, be like, I cannot wait to pass my exam. I cannot wait to live this life I'm working towards. I can't wait to have everything line up the way that is meant to. And this will help you to reprogram your mind. Even ask Spirit to help you study. And like before you start studying, ask Spirit, say, I thank you that you are helping me remember everything that I am learning. And I think this will help you feel more at ease. And this is, again, not jumping off the cliff, releasing the fear and trusting that it's going to line up and align the way it's meant to, because I do see you being successful. And sometimes our mind kind of causes us to pull back and struggle to believe in ourselves. But it's like you're in the internal battle feels harder than what it really probably is. So I hope that helps a little bit for you.
It does. It gets a little, I don't want to say clearance,
Yeah.
A clear mind, yeah.
Yes. And I do this too, so I understand. But I wish you the best with it, and hopefully we can hear how you do. I'm excited for you.
Oh, thank you so much.
You are welcome. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I just want to thank everybody for being with me today, and look forward to next time.
That happened so quick. Hi, everyone. Just to let the producer know, I will go into a caller today. I was expecting a moment or two before we went live. So I wanted to do a huge shout out. Well, first to, as our producer will say, our co-host for today, Jack. And a huge shout out to A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV, who have been really supportive. I've had a really challenging time lately, and so just dealing with whether you call it shadow work or healing, if you want to label it, maybe a PTSD or some sort of stuff like that. So excuse the way I'm looking. I'm feeling much better, but not looking much better. So a huge shout out, because I've had a few weeks, maybe more than a few weeks off, just while I heal and manage. And I have a couple of big announcements. We have a beautiful addition to our puppy. A human baby is out of the question, according to my husband, but this little cutie wasn't. So this is Jack, and he's going to join us and co-host on this show. So he's Eden, so he might be a bit tired. So I'll just pop him on my shoulder, and we'll see if I can shuffle cards with him there. So, oh no, he wants to come back and be on the screen. Okay. So I also mentioned that I had a huge announcement on my Facebook page, and I'm really excited to announce that quite a while ago I applied for a job for a government position in mental health, and I'm proud to say that I got that role. So I got that role, and I'm now working in a role as a mental health consultant and peer worker. So it is incredible. Oh, and we have someone from Washington, Aja. So that's Aja.
Yes. Yeah.
Hi, welcome.
Hello.
And sorry, you were going to say where you were from?
Oh, Spokane, Washington.
Beautiful. So welcome to your reading with little Jack and I this week. So I was just announcing to everyone that I have gotten a new role in mental health, which is really exciting, and I still will do tarot readings, although 2 days a week I'll be working in my mental health role. So how exciting, and how nice to be recognised for my own experiences and challenges, and how that can support other people in their challenges or their well-being. So, all right, let's get back to the reading. Is there anything you would like to ask?
Not specifically, but I just kind of wanted to see what who had for me.
So you wanted to see what's coming up for you?
Yeah, or maybe like why I've been having such difficulties lately with certain things.
Yep. Okay. So let me just, okay. I think we can focus a little on what's coming up for you, why things been difficult, and I don't want to just leave you hanging there and telling you why things are difficult without providing some advice and guidance on a resolution. So would you like to see on some ways to handle these challenging times and sort of shift it into something more positive?
Oh yeah, that would be great.
Excellent. So let's get started. So what's coming up? Okay, so there's a card that fell out of the deck when we were talking, and it has also come out in your in the cards that I've pulled. So for what's coming up, that is the High Priestess, and I'll tell you a bit about that in a sec. So why is it so difficult? So I'm just going to pull a few more cards. And have whoever comes. Okay. Get to something more positive. Okay. All right, on multiple levels. Can we have an outcome? This is so different. Okay. So looking at what's coming up for you, I really feel that everything's all sort of cycling around. So unless we tackle what's going on in your life, it's sort of like you're going to be turning a blind eye to whatever is coming up, and things are going to fall into a pattern and a cycle where you sort of switch off emotionally, and you feel like you have to turn a blind eye, and it's like, yeah, you'll have people in your life, but it's more, sorry about the quality of the video as well, but it's like what's coming up if you don't establish healthy boundaries, don't be so flexible to people's needs, and if you set, like with those boundaries, communicate them well and set them firm and be strong about and clear about what you want and what you need. Because even though these challenging times are about, unless you work on them and set those boundaries, you're going to sort of shut off more and more and more. I think your caring nature is really important. Are you a mum, actually?
I am, yeah.
Yep. So kids are really important in this as well. And I guess what you do for your children is what you need to start. Sorry about Jack in the background. What you do for your children is, and that compassion and care and that real strength that you find to do things for your children that you can't do for yourself, I really need you to do that for you as well. I think you're gifted. Would you consider yourself intuitive?
Oh, yeah.
So I want you to work on that as well and trust your gut instincts, but please don't be so flexible with what everyone needs from you, and give a little bit more to yourself, or maybe a lot more. When we look at, so that's what's coming up. I think growth, a stronger mindset, good connection with your children, and connecting with yourself in the same way as you connect with your children, but for yourself, and offering all that. And I think really tapping into your psychic gifts or your intuition. So be aware of some maybe some awakenings or some deepening of what you can already do, and that might be a challenge in itself. So just be mindful of that, and be able to be there for yourself. When it comes to challenges, why are things going hard for you? I don't think it's just this, but I want to ask, are you stuck between a potential old relationship and progressing forward to a new relationship?
No, I'm married.
You're married? Okay. That's okay. Thank you for telling me and being honest. So while I get my clarity here. So what I'm wondering, and we've got 5 minutes left, so I won't babble on too much. Looking at things, do you find it hard to say no and to walk away from things or people that that are bringing you challenges in your life?
No, I was okay. I don't know if this is like too much to share, but like I don't know I don't know how much you can help me with this, but I just had like 3 miscarriages in a row. That's the challenges I've been facing. I just I don't know, I'm just kind of trying to reach the higher power to see I don't know, anything I could see about that. I don't know.
And sorry, what did you say you had? You just had 3
miscarriages.
I'm so sorry. Okay. I'm so sorry about that. And which explains why the Empress has come out. And look, I think when we're looking at this, because there's 2 aspects of looking at a male, and I wondered if it was 2 different people. I would highly recommend you get some support, whether it be counselling or some help also from someone who can help you medically understand what's happened to prevent it again. I'm seeing your husband in two aspects where he's hurting, but also trying to be the provider, the logical person, there for you and be everything that you need as well, while you're there trying to deal with what's going on. And I'm really sorry about this. I think awareness and preventative measures are what would help you going forward. I think you are very gifted intuitively, and I'd like you to tap into that. I think to improve it, we're looking at, sorry to say, finding maybe alternative ways of understanding what went wrong and how maybe it will cost a little bit of money to figure this out, which is really, and it's really hard. And I think your husband has come up as two, not borderline personality or anything like that, but your husband's come up in two different ways that's just surrounding you. And we've got the Three of Pentacles as well. There's a lot of cards showing expressing the three, so which would indicate the losses you've both experienced. I think it's going to be something that gives you clarity and answers, as well as what we saw in that unknowing and sort of setting those boundaries and communicating well on what you need. That extends to your medical support as well. I think not falling for empty promises or people that are going to say, yeah, you're going to have a problem-free, you don't need empty promises. So I think it's going to cost money, but you will find a means to get there. And that's sort of going to give you a different sort of hope rather than false hope and empty promises from people. How do you feel about that?
Good, really good. That was nice to hear.
Yeah, thank you so much, and thank you for being so honest. It's never easy, so it's
well, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome, and thanks for being on the show. And to everyone else, we'll see you next week for another show. Next week, I'll be giving a little tutorial on how a tarot reading works, how a professional tarot reading works for anyone that's never had one. So stay tuned. Thank you, and thank you for coming in for your reading.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio. Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for the Universal Mechanic with Simon Stone. Live from the universalmechanic.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, ask1radio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is the Universal Mechanic on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello everyone, good day to you all. I hope you're all doing well, and thank you for joining me back again this week, for anyone that do join me. And to begin first half of the show, I'm going to talk about energies, especially this month, October. I mean, it was only the other day we had, on the October the 14th, a new moon and a partial solar eclipse, or solar eclipse. So obviously the energies around that time is going to change. I know many people, including myself, that felt leading up to it, and actually on the days itself, the different energies, feeling discombobulated, slightly not with it, tired, drained, whatever, discombobulations, issues with their relationships, personal lives, jobs, career, anything. So people, call in. Tell me how you've been feeling. Tell me how you've been affected by these energies that are going around. And also, don't forget, guys, at the end of the month, 28th, we got a full moon. And as we know, full moon is always highly energetic. New beginnings, new starts. And this actual moon in October is called Hunter's Moon. Obviously, for the time of year, harvesting, everything else, people are fattening up, ready for the winter, or how it used to be anyway. And so there's always going to be changes. There's always going to things going on. There's always going to be energies. And 9 times out of 10, you will feel these energies. You will feel emotionally, mentally, physically not quite right. Or if you're one of the lucky ones, you could feel on a whole new level and enjoy life and find happiness and just a general energy of peacefulness and calmness. So we can all be affected in different ways. So please call in, tell me how it affects you, how you deal with it, what do you do? And there's one thing I can't reiterate enough to people, that when we have these moments where we feel off, we feel discombobulated, we don't feel ourselves, they are the moments that I drum into people as much as I can. Meditate, meditate, meditate. When you meditate, you become in line with you. You calm yourself, you control your energies. We don't have control of anybody else's. We only have control of our own. And we are the only people that can change our life. It's only us. So if you want to change your life, you're in a relationship you don't want to be in anymore, or you're in a job you don't want to be in anymore, or you need to move somewhere, you need to change where you live, whatever. Only you can make those decisions. Only you can move forward and take those steps that you need to make to change your life and to find your own happiness. I hope that all makes sense to you guys, because the biggest lesson out of all of it, you can see every medium in the world, you can see every psychic in the world, you can see any spiritual worker in the world. But at the end of the day, it's only you that can change things by physically going and doing something different. If you find your life is repeating patterns over and over and over again, and you can't seem to move forward, then you need to find something different to do. You need to change what you do. It's that saying, what's that saying, where you keep repeating the same thing but expecting a different result is the first sign of madness. So if you find that your life is going through cycles and patterns that don't seem to change, and your life isn't changing, and you feel stagnant, you feel lost, you feel held back, whatever, you need to change the way you live your life. This is all the power of you. This is our lives. This is how we live. This is how we do things. It's all down to you. Yes, we could argue, well, if I make this decision, it's going to affect this person, that person, and so on and so forth. But if it's the right decision you need to make for you and your life and get you back onto your path, then that's the decision you have to make. And some decisions can be very painful, very difficult. Over the years, with my experience, in my entire life, I've lost people. I've lost friends. And I don't mean they've passed away. I mean, by me and my actions, I've lost them. You know, and I've had heartbreak. I've had, you know, losing jobs. My whole and instead of being angry, fighting and frustrating it, and having all that frustration of all these things not going the way that I want them to go, I then suddenly realized, hang on, that's my ego getting in my way. I take too many things, or I used to take too many things too personally. I used to believe that just by being good and trying to do good for people was enough, and it's not. What do I do for me? What do I do just for me? Not in a selfish way. But when I meditate and I connect to myself and I connect to spirit and I connect to the universal energy, I then start to understand what my path in my life, whilst I'm here as a human, what am I here for? I start acting it. I start doing it. I start living and walking the path that I was meant to be, because I feel calm and I know it's the right thing to do. Now, the details of everything, my life is going to be different to yours. Your life is going to be different to mine. You know, the small details, I don't know every step of your life, as you don't know every step of my life. So my decisions that I make are for me. You know, so it's the same with you. I don't know your life. I can't tell you what you should and shouldn't be doing. Decisions, they're yours to make. But when we make those decisions, we have to take ownership and responsibility of our own decisions. I can guide, I can help, and I can give advice. But at the end of the day, the decisions are yours. Take responsibility of your lives, take control of your lives, and find your own happiness. And I believe we've got Alma. Alma on the line. Are you there, Alma?
Yes, I am. Good afternoon.
How are you doing, Alma? Are you well today?
I'm doing good today. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Whereabouts are you from, Alma?
I'm from outside of Pittsburgh, Washington County.
Okie dokie, Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
That's up north, isn't it? Up near the Great Lakes, that sort of area, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm British, so, you know, please ignore my ignorance. I do apologise, Alma.
Oh, it's okay.
What can I do for you today, though, Alma? How can I help you?
I might just I don't know. Is anybody in the spiritual world reaching out?
Anybody in the spiritual world reaching out, you say?
Yeah.
Reaching out for what reason?
To connect with me.
Oh, to connect. Oh, right. You're talking about. Right. Okay. I got you. Sorry. I misunderstood what you meant and what you said. I do apologise, Alma.
Okay. It's okay.
No, that's fine. Instantly, Alma, as I connect to your energy, 2 seconds. Right. I do feel a sense of anxiety coming in me. My stomach's swirling around and I feel it's an anxiety, but I'm also getting my throat feel constricted, which usually means emotions and communication. I feel that there is a level of emotion there, hence what's hanging on to the anxiety. But I also feel that there's certain things you're not speaking the truth of. And it's not a criticism. It's like you're holding back because you're fearful of either A, the consequence, or how people are going to react. But I feel that there's a part of your life that you need to speak up. Would that make sense to you, Alma?
Yeah.
Why am I seeing an old lady? Why am I seeing an old lady, Alma, sitting down and crocheting, knitting, sewing, whatever you like to call it, a traditional American quilt?
That's my grandmother.
That's your grandmother. I'm seeing a lady, like I said, sat on a rocking chair, an old wooden rocking chair or an old wooden chair, and she's making American quilts. Hang on, excuse my ignorance again, but would you understand why she's trying to bring into me a certain kind of cake or food or something that she was famous or known for cooking or something that's your favorite, but she's handing me a cake of some kind?
She likes to bake cakes and pies.
Okay. I do feel that she has that traditional sort of grandma, motherly sort of energy about her, that she was the traditional, like you said, she sews the American quilt, she likes to bake and all that sort of stuff. But it's almost like she loved to look after the family. Does that make sense? Everything she done was for the family one way or another, whether it was grandchildren, her husband or whoever. But I feel that she was the woman in the background that done everything. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Can I understand? I've just been shown, are you at the moment in a point where you're either deciding to change jobs, deciding to leave your current job, or wanting to look at doing something new? But I feel that there's a change with career or job or work that you do.
You never know. There's always that possibility, but at this point right now, I love my job.
Go ahead. Oh, you love your job. Okay. No, that's fine.
Yes.
But okay, if you love your job, that's fine. But how would this make sense? Have you considered about working for yourself, being self-employed?
I did at one point, yes.
Are you considering doing it again?
I'm not sure yet on that.
Because I feel that the change of job will be coming your way, but it'll be more of a case of under your control. In other words, you start a business, a side hustle, something that's for yourself, but it'll be something that you do that you enjoy doing. Does that make sense? So,
Oh, yes. Yes.
do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
And I feel
collecting
that
free glass up in Erie.
okay, well, I feel that you need to do that, no matter how small or little it may be. And just by doing that alone, it will bring an energy into your life and to you by making that step, by starting that new business, by starting that self-employed work, by doing something you really enjoy, no matter how small it is. You may end up doing that as well as your other job, but eventually this new self-employed business, I feel after a year or two, will take over. It will start generating a revenue for you that you say to yourself, I can leave that other job. I'm earning enough from this now. I'm loving what I'm doing, and it will give you that sort of, what was I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? That sense of self, that sense of taking charge of your own life. Does that make sense to you, Alma?
Yes, very much so.
There you go. And I feel the only way we can give ourselves the confidence to do these things is by actually doing them, taking that leap of faith, no matter how scary and fearful it may be. Take that leap of faith. And just by making that step, that's actually energetically and with the universe and spirit, that's actually very poignant, because you take that first step, it's a very powerful step, and the energy comes into your life, and the universe and spirit will go, okay, if that's what you want to do, fine. And then they'll start throwing things your way. And you'll notice opportunity after opportunity after opportunity just seems to happen for you. But we have to take that leap of faith. We have to have that faith and that trust in spirit that if we do this, that they have our back.
Oh, okay. Because the other day I had a praying mantis come and visit me.
You had a what, sorry?
Praying mantis come and visit me.
Praying mantis, great. Okay, that's an
Yes.
unusual animal to come and visit, So have you looked up I'll be honest with you, I'm not really sure what a praying mantis means on a spiritual level, because it's not a usual sort of animal that will come and visit. But have you looked it up and why a praying mantis came to visit you?
It could be that I need to pull more to my spiritual side or something luck or something I need to do that.
There you go. There you go. There's something you need to do, right? Now, either A, you'll already know what that is specifically, or it's giving you the nudge that you need to do, that you need to do something, which you know you do, but you're not really sure what. I just get the feeling you need to do something for you.
Yeah.
So whether that's starting a new business, starting a new hobby, whatever it may be, I just feel you need to sort of stop, take a breather, connect to spirit and go, okay, what do I need to do for me? What would I like to do? Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does. I'm just looking out the window and there's a big hawk flying right around me.
Wow. There you go.
2 of them.
Oh,
2 of them.
Wow.
Oh, no, there's 3 now.
You've obviously 3. You're obviously highly connected, and spirit are trying to get so many signals and signs to you and things like that. So if ever you see an animal or a sign or a signal and you're not sure what it means, research it, Google it, look out there, type in, and then when you read something, if it resonates with you and you read it and you go, that makes sense to me, then that's the message you're supposed to receive.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Because again, it's something I've noticed in the spiritual fraternity as a whole. And I can be accused of this 15 years ago, 20 years ago when I started, that sometimes we think spirit connecting to us or talking to us is a big booming voice from the sky, when it's not actually that. It's a very subtle thing. It can be a sign, like you just said. You had a praying mantis come and visit you. You've now just seen 3 hawks outside your house. So look up what they mean specifically. You'll read something and you go, that's what that means to me. That makes sense to me. And then that's what you're supposed to listen to. That's what you're supposed to hear. That's the message that spirit are trying to get through to you. So keep going, Alma. You're doing amazing. The fact that you're aware, the fact that you're asking these questions is huge in the first state. And I also get the feeling that you understand the difference between spiritual connection and also the materialistic world. You understand the difference. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
You understand the materialistic human side of us, and then the spiritual energy, emotional, mental, spiritual side of us. They're 2 completely different things.
Yes.
Yeah.
There he is. Yeah.
All right, then.
I'm not big on material stuff.
I hope that helps you, sweetie.
Okay, thank you.
You're more than welcome. And I've got a Deborah on line 2 from Phoenix in Arizona. Thank you ever so much, Alma. Take care of yourself. Deborah in Phoenix, Arizona. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
How are you doing, Deborah?
I am doing okay. I been going up and down lately, but things are turning around for me right now. So
good. When you say things have been up and down for you lately, how recently are we talking? We talking the last few days, few weeks, few months, few years? What are we talking?
2 months, a couple since April, I've been having some struggles. In my boyfriend and I, we found a nice place. So things turning around. So I
understand. I understand. I will be honest, Deborah. I totally understand. You said since about April, and I've got to be honest. In my own personal life, it was around April that things changed for me in a certain level. Now, this year, 2023, has been really quite a energetic year. There's been supermoons. I think this is the first year in a long time there was 3 or 4 supermoons on the trot, 1 month after the other. It was a very energetic and spiritual year this year, and there's still loads more to come. Like I said, we've got the Hunter's Moon at the end of the month and all that. And when these things happen, you will find that all the things that happen are like what's happened to you at the moment since April. You said you've been up and down and all that. Now, have you noticed that all the things that have happened to you since April, some of the things that have been removed out of your life, whether it's people or situations or materialistic things, whatever it be, but there's been things that have been removed out of your life that maybe at the time you resisted a little bit, but now after the fact, you actually can sit there and go, I can understand why they've been removed out of my life. Would that make sense?
Yes.
Right. Now, as you said, yes, this to me then shows you the power of spirit. They know what they're doing. It's us that don't know what we're doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So spirit, what they've done is you obviously, I'm being shown at the beginning of the year, you set an intention out to spirit or out to the spiritual world or out to energy in the universe, but you set an intention. You asked, I would like my life to be like this. And would you understand that you asked that before April, and then April was when things started to happen?
Yes, I noticed that.
Okay. So us as humans, when we lose things out of our life, whether it's a job, people, materialistic things, whatever, we see it as a loss and we resist it and we try and stop it from happening. We don't want to lose it, blah, blah. When in actual fact, sometimes we need to just sit back, take a deep breath, connect to spirit and go, okay, you're removing this. There's obviously a reason why. And 9 times out of 10, that reason why doesn't show itself until after the fact. Would that make sense?
Yeah, my wife has said the same thing. I need to be patient.
Trust me, patience. They say patience is a virtue, but it's one of the few virtues I really struggle with, Deborah. Trust me. So it's not just you. You understand? But all I'm saying is, have faith, have trust, know that everything will work out in the end. I know that's a cliche, but it is like that. These last couple of years as a whole for me have been very, very up and down, and I mean extremes up and down from one side to the other. And I had a lot of mental and emotional issues because of that. I was struggling and everything else. But once I started coming out of it and things started to happen, I could then actually see, oh my word, that was meant to happen. That person was meant to be removed from my life. I was meant to finish that relationship. I was meant to change that job. And I'm just using job as an example. I'm an engineer by trade. I'm a qualified engineer. I used to be in the British Navy, the Royal Navy, Royal Fleet Auxiliary, all of that. So this sort of thing is as far removed, but I've had experiences since I was a child. I used to see dead people and so on and so forth. And the last 4 or 5 years, I kept on losing jobs for reasons and I couldn't really understand. I lost about 3 different jobs in the last 4 or 5 years. But once I come out the other side of it, I understood Spirit wanted me to do this. And this is what I do now. This is my job. This is my life. It's not a hobby anymore. I give readings, I do platforms, I do workshops, I do energy sessions, I do clearings, I do everything I've learned all my life. I'm now doing the job that I was supposed to be doing. But because I was a human and I was caught into that trap of going to work 9 to 5, earning the money, paying the bills and so on and so forth, I believe that's what I had to do. But it was a couple of years ago, I took that leap of faith and I went to Spirit, okay, if this is what you want me to do, let's do it. So I took that leap of faith. I took that change. I took that alternative road, as it were. And it was the best decision I've ever done. I'm 47, Deborah. And the last 2 years, I've been the happiest I've ever been.
I just turned 60.
You just turned 60. There you go. It doesn't matter how old you are. I'm 47, like I said, and in the last 2 years, it's the first time ever in my life I'm genuinely happy, and I genuinely like who I am. But I had to go through all those changes to realize that I'm comfortable, I'm calm, I'm peaceful with who I am. And I think you will get that same feeling within about 6 months. A few more changes are coming your way, but in 6 months' time, you're going to look back and you're going to say to yourself, I completely understand why I went through all what I went through.
Would there be any jobs available for me? I'm looking for jobs right now. And
You're looking for what? Sorry?
Job.
Job?
I've been looking for some jobs. I've been stuck.
When you're talking about jobs and work and money and that, why are they showing me again? Not like the lady previous caller, but why are they showing me like creative crafts? There's things that you make that are creative or whatever that are spiritually linked. What do you make in your own private time?
Oh, right now I'm going to school. I'm doing writing. I'm creative writing.
Writing, that's fine. It's a creative thing. Go down that road. You're saying about new job, new whatever. Right. How many times do we all work and do a job that we don't really want to do or we don't like, but we have to do it just because it pays the bills? I believe that you're very similar to me about however long ago, 5-6 years ago. I think Spirit have put you into the position and saying, okay, what do you want to do? What do you want to do that you enjoy? So the creative writing, I feel, go down that path. See if you can sell some stories, some short stories, some whatever it is you write creatively, get some into some magazines or onto an online magazine or something. But I feel that we're going to start opening up doors. When you go down the creative route, doors will start opening and opportunities will start happening for you.
I finished culinary school, so I like cooking. That's my passion. I'm on a different path. I'm like a kitchen rich. That's my first task. Like I love cooking. I like herbs. I like magic. But good magic, not bad.
Nice. Well, I am, to be honest with you, I'm running out of time. But just before you do go, would you understand why someone's just given me to give to you lemonade, homemade lemonade?
Oh, okay.
Someone's just said the cliche: when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I feel is that you need to take that leap of faith. Okay, Deborah? Like I said, I'm running out. I'm down to like last 30 seconds or whatever. But thank you ever so much for ringing in, Deborah. Please join me next week, everyone. And I hope that that's helped you, Deborah, with that little bit of guidance. But understand, guys, we've got the new moon at the end of this month. If you've got intentions or you'd like something to happen on that night, don't forget, put your crystals out, because the full moon cleanses your crystals, so it re-energizes all your crystals for you. So you'll feel them in the morning re-energized. But get yourself out there, put an intention, send the prayer out into the world and into the universe on the night of the full moon, and say to Spirit, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I'm trying to do. Please bring that into my life, and send it out there with love and light, and then let it happen. So thank you everyone for joining me this afternoon, and I hope to see you all next week where I'll be interviewing someone. So take care and have a wonderful week.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Full Circle Wellness U with Renee Johnson. Live from FullCircleWellnessU.net. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Full Circle Wellness U on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is Reset Wednesday. I'm Renee Johnson. I'm really excited to be here, and I'm glad that you all are joining me. It's been a really interesting week once again in my detox journey, doing this healing path that I've been on. I know quite a few people have joined me in this, and we start out with what I call my lemon buddies. You know, we're all drinking our lemon water, and if you're not sure about that, it's just about getting up in the morning, making you a beautiful, big, clean glass of water and adding the juice of one whole lemon to it, organic preferably, but whatever you can do, and drinking that water throughout the day. If, depending on what your body size is, you want to drink about a third of the ounces of your weight. So if you drink half your ounces, if you're, say, 140 pounds, you drink 70 ounces of water, you want to make about a third of that lemon water, or even a half, depending on where you are in your health. Lemons help clean out the body, get rid of mucus, get rid of toxins, get you set up to move on back into restorative healing. So I really encourage, and my group really encourages everyone to join us in this. There's so much more about lemons that I can share with you, but we're kind of, short on time on the show. So I'm going to give you a little parts and pieces tonight of different things that you can do for your health and what I'm doing. And then you're welcome to get in touch with me privately. We can jump on a quick call and I can fill you in on those things. And you may like to join my program, 6 weeks or 6 months, or even a year program, depending on where you're at and what you're wanting to accomplish. So, it's really interesting how we go through life, and, depending on your age, depending on your circumstances, a lot of times we think we're okay. And then something happens. Maybe, I don't know, you get a lot of congestion. You might have allergies. It might be something really small, or God forbid, it could be something big. You find a spot on your body that isn't right, or your energy's not, or just something's not right. And you go and you get the test done and you get this news. And a lot of times we spiral, right? We just freak out and we're like, oh, dear God, I don't have time for this. What if this happens? What if that happens? And we just go to the absolute worst places that you can imagine. Trust me, been there, done that. It's not fun. So when my guides have talked to me, they always tell me to have no fear, no fear, only awareness, no fear, only awareness, no fear, only awareness. This is across the board about everything. I've been hearing this since, I don't know, about 2003, I think it was the first time this message came across. And actually, the next day, I encountered some new neighbors that taught me why I got that message. And if I hadn't got the message, I think I really would have went a lot deeper into drama over the circumstance and the situation that arose. At that time, I was dealing with another health challenge, or I thought I was dealing with another health challenge. Turns out it's just the same things, just different levels. And so I carry that, and I share that with all my clients and everyone. When we're starting to panic, we have, and get grounded. So this morning I was considering about this show, and I usually write down my notes and things, and then they change throughout the week because I have different messages come to me when I sit in meditation or I pray. I get all kinds of different visions and visuals and words and knowings. And being the intuitive that I am, that's always fun, because sometimes it's not for me. It's for someone that's watching the show, or maybe it's someone that's already reached out to me, or, whatever. And sometimes it's just for the collective. I'm just supposed to share it and have no idea who it's for. And that's fine. So this morning, as I was washing dishes at 6:30, it came to me that mindfulness is so imperative for us, especially right now in this world of, chaos and the things that are going on. So as I was washing dishes, it's really funny. When my hands are in water or my body's in water, I always have these amazing, experiences that come up, and I remember things that I forgot in my past. My childhood stuff comes up, and sometimes it's not real pleasant. But with my hands in the water, it just soothes me. It really just gives me the ability to remember, to accept it, to process it, not to push it aside, not to get distracted. And that's what mindfulness is. So as you're thinking, setting, yourself up for mindfulness, you can do this walking, you can do this washing dishes, you can do this driving in your car. Whatever you're doing, the key is to be here now. And that can become your mantra. It was given to me by a phenomenal teacher, a couple of phenomenal teachers, actually, something that or similar. One is the point of power is in the present. Same thing. So being here now, that means while I'm washing dishes, I'm feeling the soap on the rag, I'm feeling the hot water on my hands, I feel the water rinsing the dishes, I feel the glass, I feel the china, the ceramic, whatever it is. Maybe the sink's warmer, I have a aluminum or no stainless steel sink and it gets really hot. So whatever it is that you're doing, you want to be there now. That means you're not thinking about getting the kids ready for school. You're not thinking about what shoes you're going to wear. You're not thinking about dinner. You're not thinking about anything except what you're doing in that moment. When we do this, just saying that, you see, it brings me to this focus right now as I'm looking at the screen and I'm thinking of each of you out there. It's helping me to remember to stay centered and balanced. And my heart rate decreased. I know my blood pressure went down. My energy slows down, my thinking slows down, my speech slows down because I typically talk pretty fast. But it's almost impossible to have erratic thinking. It is impossible to be scared, to be in drama when you're here now, when you're in the present moment, even if it's chaos. I have a couple of really good friends who are nurses, and that one of them works in the emergency room, and she's probably watching. And I think about her often because, as a nurse in the emergency room, you can't be thinking about anything but that patient, that person that you're working on, because lives are at stake. And to have this ability to focus, tune in, turn up your inner knowingness to be able to be in that moment, can save a life, save your life, save other people's lives. As for a nurse, it's going to save that person's life, and you're going to be able to be at your greatest and highest instead of freaking out and wondering, where we're going to stop this blood. And you go right back to your training. So whether you're in the medical field, the healing field, I don't care if you're an engineer, whatever you are, whatever you are, if you're a stay-at-home mom, when things are happening, to be able to stay centered and balanced is a great gift. So doing that, all you have to do is just like we did last week, is to feel your bottom on the chair, feel the chair on your bottom, feel the pressure underneath your bottom, to feel the weight of you in that place. Take that breath, tune into that breath, breathing in and then out. And I'm just giving you these tips once again to refresh you. Towards the end of this show, we're going to go ahead and do a little mindfulness session meditation, and it'll be totally different from this, just for fun, really, and to give you a little bit more skill so that you can use to carry yourself forward. So going through this healing process is very important that I use mindfulness. I use all the tools in my toolbox. I use hypnosis. I use Reiki. I do hands-on Reiki on myself. I use quantum touch. I use my herbal skills. I am an herbalist. I use all my herbal skills. I know about essential oils. So if I'm stressed, I use lavender. If I'm, tired and feeling like I need to get a little bit of energy, I just use pure lemon oil. Here we are with lemon again, right? And when you smell lemon, it just wakes you up. It refreshes you. It restores you. When you smell lavender, it calms you down. These are scientific proof. There's scientific proof behind this. It's not just me saying this. And once you do it, you'll know. You won't even need the scientific proof because you just know, right? So, that's a few ways that I have continued along this healing journey. Because as I've said before, when you're being challenged and you go through this process like I'm going through, it's not for people who just want to hurry up and get it done. There's there's a whole school of thought out there about, detox versus cleansing versus fasting versus what we call juice or fruit feasting. These are all similar but different, because when you're cleansing, typically cleansing is like a 1 to, 5-day thing, maybe 7 days, but typically it's like a one-time shot. And a lot of movie stars do it. A lot of, people do it right before a wedding. They want to drop a couple of pounds. And people always say that to me. I don't need to lose weight. And they'll say, Renee, why are you doing that? And I tell them, they're like, well, you're losing weight. And I'm like, no, I'm losing waste, because we accumulate waste in our body, these toxins, these biofilms, all this funky junk that we take in. I ate meat, all meat, for a lot of years. I was a vegetarian for years. I've gone through all of that. But, when you eat a lot of seafood, you're taking in a lot of mercury. When you're eating a lot of, store-bought beef and pork and chicken and all that stuff, you're taking in hormones, you're taking in antibiotics. When you're, eating produce that you're not washing, I hate to tell you, you're taking in parasites, meat too. You're taking in, pesticides. When you're putting gas in your car, you're taking in those fumes, you're taking in petroleum. It's just, we're inundated with all these things that our bodies take in. So when you're doing a cleanse, you're doing something to prepare you. Either you're doing it quick, like I said, somebody wants to drop a few pounds, fit into your clothes or something, or you're doing a real cleanse, and that's to prepare you to go deeper into a detox. Detox is much deeper, and typically it could be years. I mean, it just depends on where you're at in your health again. This is something I teach. This is something I stand by, and it's something I'm actively doing. And quite a few people are doing it with me. So if you'd like to join us, give me a call, email me, text me, whatever you got to do. And, I'll teach you more about that. With fasting is another thing. Fasting is either water fasting, where you're only taking in water, dry fasting, which I will help some people do every once in a while, but I don't typically recommend it. It's intense. And then there's, just fasting from food, and you're doing the water. And then, there's different levels of this again. But normally people think of fasting as a religious rite. People, the Bible calls us to fast. Other, scrolls and text and religions call their people to fast. Typically, growing up Baptist, I was told that you should fast like once a week. And what you're doing is you're fasting to get closer to God, to get closer to your Creator, to open yourself up to the words and wisdom and guidance of God, the Holy Spirit, your connection, whatever your belief is. And fasting, what it does is it allows you to be more centered and mindful, right? It helps you be more mindful of your connection to your source, right? So I've done this as well when I've had trauma in my life with my family or friends, and God, people die and they're sick and you can't reach them, and they just can't hear me when I'm trying to tell them, you need to juice and you need to fast, and they're not going to do it. They're going to go whatever way they've chosen to go. And sometimes it really has upset me in the past, because I just couldn't understand why they're choosing to leave us when they could stay and be healthy. And, I've worked through a lot of this, but when those things have happened, I choose to fast because I need answers, and I can't get them while I'm pigging out and just eating all this food and just weighing myself down. So, I might fast for a day. I might fast for 12 hours. I might fast for 3 days, whatever. So those are some of the differences. But as always, it's mind, body, spirit. You cannot fast, detox, or even fruit feast or juice feast without reaching all those levels. Typically, it starts in the physical, and you made a decision that you want to clean out your body and get ready. So, like if you're getting ready to build a house, you come in, you clear the land, you clear the spot, you level the spot, right? And then you start building that foundation. And you don't put the roof on first, you put the foundation, you put that concrete pad or whatever your foundation is, and then you start building the sides and the walls, and then you put the structure up for the roof and the trusses, and then you put your roof up, and right? So then you've got your foundation, and then you start building. So it's the same thing with our health. When you're mind, body, spirit, when you're wanting to make these changes, you start down at the deepest parts. And guys, this will take you into the deepest parts of yourself. If you're intuitive, or if you're not intuitive, you will become intuitive. If you're very intuitive, it's going to awaken gifts in you that maybe have been laid dormant for a while, or maybe you already have them, but you're going to increase those gifts. You're going to have more visions. You're going to have more clear information. You're going to be able to give readings like you've never given before, with like full technicolor, visions behind them. You may not sleep, but you will have experiences where you're in the dream world, or you may sleep like I have this week. So this is week 4, I think, of this this new protocol that I've started. It's the second week of this new chiropractic experience with getting my Atlas reset and doing the soft wave therapy. A lot more on this, if you want to know, just contact me. And what I have found is where I wasn't sleeping at all, now I'm sleeping like I just go to sleep. I probably look tired right now. It's my body restoring. I've been doing the cleansing. I've been doing the detox. My bowels have been cleansing. Yes, that's personal, but that's been a big problem with me with having lead poison as a child, and all the heavy metals I've accumulated was to get rid of all these heavy metals. And they take you places physically that is exhausting, and then you get through that, and then the emotional stuff comes in, and you get through that, with some of the tips and things I'm teaching you. And then you get into the spiritual. And when the spiritual starts with me, like I said, I get these full-blown visions, like stronger than usual. And I've been sleeping. So when I go to sleep, it's like I'm in a movie, and it's just one thing after another. Last week, I shared with you guys, and I said I knew I would get the answer to this, and I did yesterday, actually. Well, yeah, last night when they announced this war with Israel and all the stuff that's happening there. When I was last week, I saw in my mind's eye this machine, and I think I explained it it looked like a big trash compactor or something, but instead of compacting trash, it was spitting out like trash and garbage bags and just nasty stuff. And I was like, what is this? Well, maybe I didn't say this on the air last time, but sometime in that time frame, I got that it was a propaganda machine. And I thought, well, that's interesting. So what's the propaganda about? Well, I think it was about 4 o'clock this morning. I really don't remember now, because again, I've been sleeping so much, but I got up and I wrote that down, because what I saw was all this stuff that's just came out in the last 24, 48 hours about what's happening in these other countries is real. Don't get me wrong, it's real. I'm going to kind of read the notes that I put here. The machine spewing trash was and is for this newest war threat. Stay aware, stay grounded. We will ride this storm out. And then it was a flashback back to 2005 and visions of destruction within the garden. What I was being shown as I was getting those words was, again, smoke and mirrors. It's smoke and mirrors. I've been getting this for many, many years for a lot of different things. When certain people in my life have come up to me and just straight up lied and tried to manipulate me into something, I get this image of this giant mirror and all this smoke. And it's like, watch this hand while this hand slaps you. I get that a lot too. And in this case, what I'm being shown is the stuff is real, but what they're saying about it is not accurate. And it's to line us up for something that they want us to agree to and move towards. So this is really interesting. Right before I started the show tonight, I was someone told me, I haven't had time to check this out, but I was told that there was a military plane, a jet, that I believe they said it was the Navy again. I haven't checked this out, but they absolutely refused to go join into this battle and do what they were told to do. And they said, no, we're not going to do it. And they refused. And they refused our administration. You know what I'm talking about? They refused our leader. They absolutely refused. And I'm very interested to go check this out and see what the consequences will be. But hats off to them, because you know what? If we stand in our knowingness, we stand in our awareness, and we stand in our mindfulness, no fear, only awareness, we can't be fooled. And I know throughout history, we have been led into some horrible atrocities against mankind. And it's time for us to stop fighting with one another and stand up to the true evil. And I think you all know what I'm talking about. And it's time. So we take our planet back. We take our rights back. We stand for who we are, and we stand up for each other. It's not about the people in Europe and the people in Israel and the people in Jamaica and the people in Florida and the people in Tennessee or wherever. It's about we are humankind. We are a bunch of spirit beings having a human experience. And damn it, it's time for us to really join together and remember that. And these mucky mucks up there that are pulling our strings and spewing this propaganda out there, we really need to stand up and say, I don't believe it. I'm not buying it. I'm not scared of it. I'm going to pray. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to stand in my truth. I'm going to help other people stand and be powerful and be who we came here to be. So, okay, I'll stop preaching. Anyways, that's what I got. And by getting that helped me understand that what I've been saying on my show is accurate, because it is, I say it all the time, and I'll tell you too, walk your talk. If you can't walk it, don't talk it, because it's going to come back and bite you in the butt. If you're standing there telling people, drink lemon water, do this, do that, don't swear, don't drink, don't do this, whatever. And I'm not saying that's me telling you that, but a lot of people do. Then don't drink, don't swear, drink your lemon water, do whatever you're telling people to do. And you're saying you are, be. Because if you don't, at this time right now where the planets are lined up, it's going to come back and slap you in the face hard. And I know I've been there in the past, I've been there. So I've learned my lessons, and I try to truly honor and do exactly what I tell you guys to do. So trust me, if I tell you to detox, I'm detoxing, and I've been there, and I can walk you through it because I know what it's like when you're at the worst parts of it. But again, once you get through it and you get out the other side, guys, you can clear anything. I don't think there's a dis-ease or an illness or a challenge in this world that we cannot heal. Not one, not one. If we can get to the root of it, and the root of it is mindfulness, and it's nutrition, and it's doing whatever it takes to get that foundation set so that you can be cleansed and then start restoring and rebuilding. It's, boy, the time's gone by fast. I see that we're running out of time. So I'm going to, instead of doing what I was going to do, I just want to kind of talk you down a little bit and just allow you to take a minute, breathe in through your nose. That's it. And out through your mouth. And again, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just allow yourself to feel the calm. Just feel that sense of peace and knowing that you're amazing, you're beautiful, exactly as you are. We all have little tweaks to make, but you're exactly as you need to be in this moment. Make a decision, any decision, whatever it is that you are most interested in adjusting within yourself, whatever that is. Is it your health? Is it your stress level? Is it something within your family? Maybe it's within your personal relationship. Maybe it's your relationship with your source as you understand. Do you want to get closer to God? Do you want to hear the Holy Spirit? Do you want to feel the Holy Spirit? Do you want to amp up your relationship with your guides, your gifts? Because you have them. Everyone has them. Whatever it is. So as you're breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, closing your eyes, just imagine walking down very slowly 3 steps. Going down, relaxing. 3, that's it. 2, more relaxed. That's right. 1, that's perfect. And at this perfect level of relaxation, imagine a beautiful red door in front of you. Push the door open. And as the door opens, realize you've left everything behind that no longer serves you. Step through the door. That's perfect. And there in front of you, see a beautiful, beautiful waterfall. Maybe you hear it. Maybe you smell it. See the light bouncing off of it. And as the waters cascade down, just know With the water going down, it's taking away any of the stuff that you'd like to change and release. That's perfect. And find yourself at the base of the waterfall in the beautiful pool. It's calm. The water's perfect. That's it. And allow yourself to step into the pool, submerge your body, the perfect depth. And go ahead, let yourself go all the way under the water. Come back up. It's perfect. Step out of the pool. And where it was clear, notice now how it's just kind of dirty and murky. All the stuff that's been washed away in these living waters. Healthy and clean. That's perfect. Knowing that whatever your intention was before you started is instilled now. Allow yourself to move back past the waterfall, back to the door. Feeling cleansed and clear, ready to move on. Go through the door, up the stairs. 1, 2, 3. That's perfect. And at the top of the stairs, just allow yourself to start to come back, bringing back all the greatness, the goodness, the wonderful changes, feeling lighter and refreshed, knowing that all the changes are taking place. And when you open your eyes, as you will do now, 1, 2, 3, open your eyes. Find yourself just craving to drink more water, adding lemon to it. Finding yourself just craving, knowing that there's changes to be made. Looking forward to learning more about detox and fasting and feasting and just shifting things around, shaking it up, getting healthier and stronger. Knowing that from this point forward, you'll stand in your awareness. Fear is a thing of the past. Smoke and mirrors, remember? And when you're hearing the news or people talking, just remember that propaganda machine spewing out lies and manipulations, and stand in your center, guys. I love you all. I so appreciate your time with me. Please call me, 931-239-2592. Get on a quick call. Let's see if we're a good fit to work together. If I'm not a good fit for you, I probably know someone who is, and I'll just send you right over to them. And if you just like to comment, when you see this, please comment in the sections below. Share my videos. Any way you can. Help me. Just help me by sharing, commenting, liking, loving, whatever. If you got something you want to say that, maybe it's not the most positive thing. I don't care. Be true to yourself. Share it. Comment. I love you all. Y'all have a beautiful night. Stay out of fear. Keep looking up. And just remember, it's exactly as it needs to be. And if it's not, reset it, just like we did tonight. See y'all next week. I love you. Good night.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. And now, Reverend Elliot's Magical Window with Reverend Elliot. Live from magic-works.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page. Facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Reverend Elliot's Magical Window on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Greetings, fellow seekers of truth, wisdom, and light. This is Reverend Elliot, your friendly neighborhood esoteric practitioner, coming to you live, not just from the city of New York, but 3 stories below the city of New York, where, since it's getting near Halloween, we have dusted off the old hidden entrance to the long-neglected Purple Grotto 3 stories below Times Square. And we are doing the show from the stalagmite, stalactite. I always get those confused. Territory. All I know is that the stalactites and the stalagmites hate each other. They hate each other. But that's life. But Harrison the Owl is still down here. It's all the old favorites are still here, and we are awaiting, in the deep darkness of the chilled purple grotto, the coming of Halloween, which is next week, right? Wow, look at that. Time do fly. It's up to you to be the navigator. Good night, folks. No, wait a minute. So I have to, I get into bad habits, like because I used to work nights all the time. I worked nights. I worked in nightclubs. When I was 14, I started as a dishwasher in a restaurant, so I was always working nights. And I remember one day I was walking along, minding my own business in the city of New York here, above ground, and a person stopped and asked me if I had the correct time, and I let that go. I realized he wanted to know what time it was. And I didn't take umbrage at the fact that he was afraid I would give him the incorrect time, unless he specifically said he wanted the correct time. And I looked at my watch, and it was noon, and I said, it's midnight. And I realized I've been spending too much time working nights. So I just escaped down here into the darkness of the Purple Grotto, where we wait for the Halloween festivities to come, the real, not the parades up top there, not the little costumes, but the real Halloween with the spirits zooming in and out among the, dare I say it again, stalagmites and stalactites. There is a way to remember them. The stalagmites have a G in the word, and that means they come up from the ground, and stalactites has a C, which means they hang from the ceiling. You see? It's called a mnemonic device, and I learned that in the Boy Scouts 482 years ago, so it's pretty good. So here we are. We're going to be down here looking through the magical window of the tarot, and I am drawing up my plans for the holiday gift season. I already got a bunch of elves to deliver. You see, in case the kids are listening, so I'm talking about the elves, right? A bunch of elves delivered a new batch of the Mojo Brothers shaving soap, and that, of course, leads to something very sad that I posted on the Reverend Elliott's Tarot Consulting Facebook page. The Williams Shaving Mug Soap went out of business. I mean, the company, the conglomerate that owns them is still around, but they stopped. They no longer make those little round soaps to stick in the bottom of your shaving mug, which is, it's I feel personally responsible because they went out of business in February of this year. And in November, December of last year, we introduced Mojo Brothers shaving soap, and I like to refer to it as survival of the foamiest. But you can still get our shaving soap, and that is a wonderful stocking stuffer, and I've got loads of those available. And yes, I do use it. I did like Williams also, but it's gone now. They were the first one. They were the first shaving soap for a mug. They were the first one made specifically for it. Prior to that, men just used to use soap, but this was a beauty. They'd been around since the 1890s, and owing to economic conditions, which you can hear about any place else in media, we're not going to go into that kind of sad news here, but Williams shaving soap is no more, which is sad. I saw this coming about 12 years ago when they stopped making their menthol brand. You see, that's no flies on me. I noticed that coming. So now I guess the only really good, affordable, luxurious shaving soap is Mojo Brothers shaving soap, which you can find at mojoacademy.org. Take a look there, and you can download a free brochure about the biggest mistake men make when they shave. And all this is by way of letting you know that there are still copies of the modern way to an old-fashioned shave. You'll see that there at mojoacademy.org also. I says, I like to do things the old-fashioned way, and one of the things I like to do is shave with a straight razor, but if you get a real straight razor, kind of, the heirloom, a straight razor will last 200-300 years if you take care of it. And, of course, that's the key. They take a lot of, they're very high maintenance. I mean, you think that woman down the block is high maintenance. This, try a straight razor. You have to oil them and grease them, and and then run them over a stone to sharpen them, then run them over a strop to level them out. And I don't like to spend more time taking care of my tools than using them. You see, it's one of the reasons I don't drive. The cars take too much time, too much high maintenance. And but the shaving thing, there's a way around it. There's a way that you can get an old-fashioned straight razor shave with none of the hassle, not any of it at all. And I use it as a form of meditation because you pay attention to what you're doing. Let's face it. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. If you take raw steel to your face and you ain't paying attention, well, you're going to have not much of a face left. But it's not hard to do this. It's very simple. And there's ways to do it so that you're not going to cut yourself. And really, seriously, men have been doing this for hundreds of years. And it's the closest shave I've ever had. And I just enjoy it because, to me, it's like meditation. I hated shaving. It was a chore, but now it's meditation. You relax. I do anyway, and I do it. So I'd urge you to check out at mojoacademy.org, not just the shaving soap, but the book called A Modern Way to an Old-Fashioned Shave, which I wrote so I could share my experiences and knowledge with you. And ladies, that's a really good gift for men. You want to talk to my wife sometime about that. She just loves the way the smoothness of my face since I gave up using standard shaving stuff and switched to this. And I assure you, there is zero maintenance involved. There's zero maintenance. You don't have to worry about an heirloom $400 razor. Why bother? This is just beautiful stuff and a good stocking stuffer. So if there's something you want special for your guy or the guy in your life or some guy or to tip the mailman, I'm sure they'd love that. It's just, I'm not sure I want armed mailmen with straight razors. But what you might want to do is consider the Mojo Brothers shaving soap. And if you don't have a shaving brush, because you need a shaving brush to use shaving soap, take a look at mojoacademy.org and the shaving brush page, shaving soap page for an offer to get a free shaving brush. You see? Absolutely free shaving brush. And then also, this is all because I mentioned that there's a brochure that you can download. In fact, I like shaving so much that I do it before I go on the radio. That's a fetish when you get there, but it's relaxing. It's so soothing and it's quiet and it's your time and there's no point in rushing through it. So check it out. That's just my little hint for stocking stuffers for the day. Obviously, a book makes it'll tear your stocking. You don't want that. But the metal containers, that each metal container has one tablet. I know it's fashionable among shavers to refer to these things, shaving soaps, as a puck, but they are much smaller than a hockey puck, and they're technically they've always been called a tablet. Get that, because that'd be a great stocking stuffer. It's a good gift for a guy because it's a nice old-fashioned traditional thing. And as somebody who reads tarot cards, hey, I'm into old-fashioned traditional stuff. So let's see what we have. No special announcements particularly to make. I took my little red things that I always take to get ready before a show. No, they're not uppers or downers. They're strawberry pez. That's what I do. It kind of lubricates my mouth a little bit. I have no other announcements other than to say that if you have any Halloween stories or ghost stories, or if you want to be in touch with someone who has passed, this is the best time of year to do it because the veil between this world and the world to come is really thin this time of year. That's why we have these holidays now at this time of year. So I'm going to, as you hear, I'm shuffling up the cards. There you go. And I am now going to get into the readings. Why don't we just go right to it now that I've told you about Mojo Brothers shaving soap and down here in the Purple Grotto. It's a wonderful environment. I mean, there's a few bats that fly by from time to time, but that's just life in the grotto. We're going to ring a bell 3 times now to determine that we have entered sacred space. And now we pull back the curtain on the magical window for Mindy in Pasco, Washington. Hi, Mindy. You're on with Reverend Elliot.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you tonight?
Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Well, maybe we can make that a little better. What can I look at for you?
Well, my cat, she's not doing so well, and I don't know what happened to her. I don't know if you can pick up anything on her. She had a mini fever this morning, and
let's see what. Well, I don't know if there's anything I can see in the cards about it, but what I can do is I can send some. I can show you how to send some positive energy. Let's see if there's something we can do. Would you like to do that? Let's see about healing energy.
Sure.
How's that? Let's see. What do we have here? Let me see if there's something specific. I'm looking in an ancient book of forgotten lore, as Edgar Allan Poe used to call it. Before a battle, I have to remember that one. Breaking a hex. I don't think I didn't see anything about any hex being there. How about this? Because there's a magical book that everybody's got. They just don't know they've got it. It's called the Book of Psalms in the Holy Bible. And here is one that you might be able to use. Let's see. What am I? I'm looking at this. That's silly. I'm looking at the wrong page. I'm looking for Psalm 89. So what does your genius here do? He goes to page 89. This is this is a long one, but I think that it's worth it because this is somebody. I know what you mean. This is a living creature who's very close to you. So recite Psalm 89. It says calls the attention of the great physician who can heal all maladies and ease all suffering. So you could just take like a white candle, burn it, and recite Psalm 89, keeping healing and health in mind, and that'll send positive healing energy. Okay?
Okay.
So, and let me just see here. See, I'm getting cards. I'm getting cards of protection. So maybe you can do something and just spread that protection around. How's that?
Okay.
Is there anything else you want some help with?
Just maybe if you have any information, any guidance.
I'm not quite hearing that. You're pretty muffled. I'm not making out what you're saying.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better because it was muffled before.
Okay. So I was wondering if you could, if you have any information on a battle that I'm battling right now with an ex-landlord.
Yeah, well, yes. I'm getting cards of a conflict and struggle. One thing is that it's the Seven of Swords, and that's a fascinating card. That means you're not being treated fairly. You're not being treated nicely. You're not being treated properly. So, but I guess you suspected that, right?
Yeah.
I have the Knight of Swords. That's about the appearance of conflict. The Eight of Swords, that you're not quite sure exactly which way to go, what's going to happen with this. Six of Swords. Well, this is a heavy-duty thing. I'm getting all these sword cards here. The Six of Swords is telling me that you're going to be able to deal with this and get to where you want to go. The Strength card here is good. They're not going to wear you down. That's usually the kind of thing that happens. Everything else is all, I mean, this is remarkable. Let me count these cards here for 1 second here, and you'll see what I mean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards. 8 of them are swords, and that's about conflict and fighting, and it's from this context. There's another one. That's also the Queen of Swords. It's looking good that you're going to win this because I've got the Ten of Swords, which means that the worst part is over and things will get better. So hang in there with this, because that's the strength card. It's saying don't let them wear you down, because if you hang in there, you'll do okay. All right?
Okay. Do you know why they're doing that to me, or why they're? Do you know why they've done that to me, or what?
All I see is that all I see is that they're mistreating you. They're not being fair with you. They're not being honest with you. They're lying about you. Does that fit in with what's happening? Yeah, because I've got those cards. You know, I got the 7 of Swords and the 5 of Swords. Those are cards about people not doing nice to you. And all the other sword cards are there too. But the main one is the 10 of Swords, which means that you'll survive this and you'll be okay. All right?
Okay.
Keep that in mind, and remember the strength card is here also, because that's saying that you have the strength to deal with this. And look, I've had battles with building owners myself that have lasted for several years, so I know that they have whole departments about wearing people down. You know what I mean? Some of them, not all of them, but some do.
That's what they count on.
Yeah, but they're with you. I think they're picking the wrong person because of. I have the 8 of Rods here, which tells me there's going to be some movement in this very soon.
Okay, so the direction I'm going is good.
You're headed towards changing things, because you got the 6 of Swords here, which says that you have a degree of control here, so you'll get to where you want to go. So that's good. Okay, so hang in there and see what you can do, and also get legal advice. Please get legal advice. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, that's really important. I mean, they've got it. You should have it too. That's the main thing. But it looks to me like you're doing well. It's like here, I have the Temperance card. That means in your life, the balance will be restored. It's difficult, but the outcomes are all very good for you here. So keep that in mind. And that may be able to help get you through some of the rough spots, because they balance and fear. And you're going to survive that. That's what my cards show.
Okay. Is my cat going to survive too, do you think?
That I'm not seeing one way or the other, but the card I just got now is the Sun card, which is about healing and health and growth. So there's a good possibility. But do what I said about the 89th Psalm and keep in mind healing when you read that, okay? You do it once a day for the cat.
I will do
and
that.
I will light a candle and send positive energy your way tonight. How's that?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Hang in there. These are rough. I know these are rough times for you, but the strength card shows me that you can handle it. You can deal with it. Doesn't mean it's going to be fun, but you'll get through it. And the 10 of Swords means the worst is over, so you'll come out all right.
Okay, perfect.
Bye-bye.
And when you...
Okay, thank you. I've got to run. And let's see. Let's just shuffle up the cards. So you're listening to Reverend Elliot's Magical Window on the Ask One Radio Network, 3 floors below the streets of New York in the long-neglected, virtually forgotten Purple Grotto. The old days. Alexandria in Atwater, California is next. Hi, you're on with Reverend Elliot.
Hello, Reverend Elliot. Thank you.
Oh, glad to be here.
My question to you this evening is, I've been trying to seek out a nice assisted living or skilled nursing facility for my 90-year-old dad, and because of the place he was living, it was sold to a corporation and they're closing down. And I have been looking every day, and I've been looking and looking, and I'm getting very stressed out over it. And I just want a little bit of confirmation that I'm going to find him a place soon, and it's going to work out. That things are going to be okay, because sometimes I just get really stressed out.
Well, yes, and the cards I have indicate that the stress is there. First, I want to tell you the first card I have is the Wheel of Fortune, and that means the situation you're in now is going to change, and it's going to change for the better. So that's good. The next two cards are the Five of Rods, which shows a bunch of people in a little bit of a mob whacking away at each other with sticks. That is about a stressful situation and people fighting. And the Ten of Rods is there, which is an oppressive situation where a person is taken on a great responsibility and it's a heavy burden. So the cards are validating that, yeah, it's not like you're being weak about this. You're facing something heavy and it's weighing on you. And so that's, the one thing that people worry about is maybe this is just not that bad and it's me. But no, this is very difficult for you, I can see. So that'll be okay. The Two of Cups is here. That's telling me that you're going to meet somebody who can help you out with this. And the Nine of Cups is a very good, happy resolution that things will be okay. It's still, I have the Three of Swords here, which is a heart pierced by swords, which means it's a very sad situation, but you're going to get it done and it'll work out. Here's the Two of Rods. That means a person waiting for the results that they're seeking, but they do come. So I do think you're going to be fine with this. Here, the Sun card again. I just had that a moment ago for somebody else. Healing and health and growth and happiness. So the cards are showing that you're feeling overburdened right now because you're in the middle of something that's really, truly difficult. It's painful and it's difficult, but you will prevail. That Nine of Cups is a happy card. This is a card of a person who is satisfied and has their needs met and enjoys things and enjoys life. So I think you're gonna find a very good place for your father.
Wonderful. That's good confirmation. Thank you. I appreciate that. And this new person coming in, would this person happen to be like a highly professional person? Maybe 2 years.
And it's an interesting cards here. They both have a man on it. And down here on the earth. And the other is the Hierophant, which is a card of religious authority. So it could be somebody from a religious charitable organization. Very good chance of that. But these are two very powerful figures. So yes, and listen, the next card I have is the Ten of Cups, which is great happiness. So I'm seeing things working out well. But as you know, it's very difficult. So, anything else you want to look at? Alexandra, are you there? Oh, sorry, I thought I lost you.
Yes, I'm here.
Go ahead.
No, I'm here. You cut out a little bit when I asked you about the person. Could this person possibly be like in the field of medicine?
Well, it is possible. I'm not. Let me see what else I can get here. Ooh, I have the Justice card also. That could mean a lawyer too. So that could be good. That could be somebody who knows the legal ins and outs here. But the Magician card, and the Hierophant card show a magical spirit. Those are both cards of spiritual power. So if it's a medical person, it's not just your run-of-the-mill pill pusher, but it will be a healer, a true healer, a true doctor. And those getting few and far between, but you'll find somebody good. Keep an eye out for legal stuff.
Like a surgeon?
That wouldn't be out of the question, but I'm not seeing one thing yes or no on that.
I see. Well, thank you, Reverend Elliott, for the confirmation. I really appreciate it.
Well, take care of yourself, because that Ten of Rods, it shows that you're feeling very burdened. So take some time out for yourself. You can't help other people if you don't help yourself first. You know that. So help yourself a bit more. Do something luxurious and nice for yourself and relax. Okay? Because I went through a couple of years of helping my wife in a severe medical emergency, and I now I understand. I had a chance to put my own theories into practice, and yeah, I did have to take time out for myself, and there's good reason for that. It's not being selfish. It is not. It's like fueling your car. You know what I mean? It's, although not as expensive. You know. So, yeah. No, look. Now I've got a card here that is of interest to me. It's the 10 of coins, and the reason is it shows a happy family centered around an old man who is content. And it's about the family and lineage and ancestors and then descendants and all. But what's interesting to me is the image on the card. It shows a happy family that is centered around a very old person. So there you go. There's even a nice dog in that picture. And the old guy's got his hand on the dog, and the dog has a paw on the guy's leg. You know, so that is good. The vibes of that are really, really good. I feel good now looking at that card. So things are going to go your way. You're doing a great job, and you'll be rewarded for this. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a good rest of the evening.
I sure will. I mean, I've picked up so much great positive energy from you. So yeah, this is a two-way street. Thanks a lot for calling.
All right.
Bye. Bye.
All righty. Good night.
Good night. And let's shuffle up the cards. And you know, this is it's a very difficult thing when we are suddenly thrust in the position of having to take care of someone close to us. And it is something that, in my experience, not just in what I had to go through in my life and with my situation here, but in the lives of other people I've worked with and known, is that we find reserves of strength that we didn't know we had. And we find a lot about ourselves. We find out a lot about ourselves. And we rise to the occasion, I find, as human animals, more often than not. And we are not, culturally, we're not the kind of people who, you know, put people out on the cold mountainside to die. You know, we help, and we look for what's best. And I can tell you, I mean, I'm going to skirt the politics on this, but as you know, above me here is New York City. And I live in New York, and I see a lot in the news about how terrible and horrible New York City is these days. And I just don't experience that. I just don't. Those of you who know New York City know, and this is a remarkable thing I'm about to say, since the lockdowns ended and since people got back out on the streets, when I wait on the corner for a light to change so that I can cross the street, more often than not, I get into conversations with complete strangers. And we just talk, and then the light changes, then we go on our way. And it's just a nice encounter. I spoke about this briefly a week or so ago about the conversations I've had with homeless people on the street who have been viewed as a horrible and alarming threat here. Well, it's a sad situation, and it's heartbreaking. But people are people, and I have known people who became homeless, and you know, they know what that can do to you. The point I'm making is that there is a natural reserve of humanity and shared experience. Folks, we are all in this together. We are all on a ball that is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour and traveling through space. We are all connected. There's one grand consciousness. And when I hear stories about how terrible New York especially is, I'm reminded that when I went for a walk the other day, a week or two ago, with my wife, who's learning how to walk again after a horrifically damaging experience, she fell down while we were walking. Of course, she was holding my arm, so she was able to let herself down gently. But 3 people came right over to help and get her up on her feet. 3 total strangers, you know, I mean, complete strangers. We have sidewalk cafes here. One guy just got up and left his table where he was eating with a friend and came over and helped. You know, complete strangers. Now, this is the city that we are told is everybody is vicious and evil and it's horrible. You know, let me tell you something about that New York stuff. You know the song Sinatra, right? If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere, they say, meaning New York, right? Well, it's the opposite. If you can't make it in New York, you ain't making it anywhere. This is such an inviting town filled with opportunities. It's challenging, especially since the rents have gotten so wacky and out of control. But it's not a cold-hearted, horrible city. People help each other. People do good things for each other. Yeah, there are people who go out of their way to use the process to hurt people. I remember covering people like that when I published a newspaper here in New York, and we had more support to expose those people than opposing it. You see, their life is good. We all do it together. There's a hard veneer some people like to put on in various cities, but people know inside how to behave and how to be nice to people. And there's a lot more of that going around. It just doesn't make the front page of the papers. I mean, there's nothing in the newspapers that say, woman falls taking a walk, 3 strangers help her get up. You know, I couldn't even help her. They were there so fast, these people. See, that's New York. That's New York City. The city that never sleeps, which, as an old buddy named Ed Hochstein used to say, that's why it looks so crappy in the morning. But no, this is a sucker's town because we're all saps. Meaning we're good-natured, good, solid people. We're not the tough guys that people pretend they are. Look at this movie, Sweet Smell of Success. I mean, that's an engrossing movie, but that's not the New York I know. And I was in the theater. Speaking of theater, now let me tell you, if you can't make it here, I knew a guy who came to New York years ago just to be in the theater, just to be on Broadway and be an actor and be in the theater, and he loved it, but he got nowhere. He failed. You know why? This is puzzling to me. He hated gay people. Now, come on, guys. How can you want to be in a business like the theater and hate gay people? First of all, if you have hate in your heart, you're not going to succeed in something where you have to communicate. And theater is a form of communication. And when you have hate for even a segment of your audience, people are going to know it. But could you imagine that? Why would you want to go into the theater if you have so much hatred for a group of people who are almost prevalent in theater? You know, good Lord. Why do people do that to themselves? But they get filtered out. It's a wonderful town, as the old song goes. New York, New York. It's a wonderful town. And I'm a native, and I love it, and I wouldn't want to live anyplace else just yet. Who knows? I might branch out. The sad thing is, every time I've left New York and gone on a trip somewhere, all I've ever seen were other New Yorkers. So what can you do? Terry in Bandon. Look, I almost said Brandon. You see what the news has done to me. Terry in Bandon, Oregon is next. Hi, how are you tonight?
Can you hear me? I'm above ground, sir.
So, I'm not quite making out what you're saying.
I'm above ground. Now, let me get the phone.
Oh, good. that is good. Yeah, you know, it's like the guy who gets up in the morning and checks the newspaper obituaries and says, "Okay, I didn't die, so I might as well go on with the day." I knew somebody who used to say, "I'm too old to die tragically young, so I'll continue." So what can I look at for you tonight?
Well, that was my friend that set me up with this. My name's Jennifer. Hi.
Hi. Oh, so you're Jennifer, not Terry.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
No, Terry's sitting right next to me, though. She's a regular for you, so. I've never been on your show.
Well, hey, it's just a conversation. What can I look at for you?
So, okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of background. Talking about New York, how you can't make it there, you can't make it there. So I'm vegan. My mom was vegan before I was even born. There's no demographics that I would fit into for that city. I'm still technically a virgin. I've never had children. I'm not part of any religious organization. New York, I probably wouldn't make it because there's no group that would help me. But over here in the woods where I live, in the middle of nowhere, I can make it. I can eat off the land, and I mean.
Well, you'd be
surprised.
The thing about New York is that it's a totally artificial environment. So yeah, I mean, I've done my share of camping and hiking and the Appalachian Trail and stuff like that. So I understand where you're coming from. But on the other hand, we have like Central Park here, which I'm not comparing to the woods. That's totally landscaped and it's artificial also. But there used to be a guy who taught a course in how to eat in Central Park because scallions would grow there and various kinds of edible things would grow. So, you'd be surprised. There's a group for everything here in this town. But yeah, this.
Not for vegans.
Yeah, well,
There's
no,
not
I
like
know
a place where you get food.
I know plenty of vegans here in New York. Let me tell you, though, the thing is, the main difference is we are in New York City, and this goes for just about any city, it's a totally artificial environment. We are living in the product of the imaginations of many people. It's just not the same. I mean, let me put it this way. You look up at night, you're not going to see any stars because the lights cancel it out. So it's not a natural way to live. There's nothing wrong with living in a natural environment. I loved camping. I loved being in the woods. It's just I'm a city guy at heart. But yeah, there's room for everybody. And it's a big-hearted city. System,
which is something I've never had. So.
Well, I certainly didn't have my family supporting me. I'll tell you that. And be, my own in a way. I mean, we're talking about somebody who got thrown out of the house at 11 years old. So I've been on my own while. So, but I still love the place, So, anyway, you will, believe me, if you come here, you will find like-minded people. There is always a way to find people. I don't know, do people still do meetups? I guess not. I mean, I think that might have been killed in the pandemic, but there are so many different groups here, so many things. I actually, here in the middle of the city at the Ansonia Hotel, where the Continental Baths used to be, which became the notorious Plato's Retreat, that's where my Boy Scout troop used to meet. I actually joined the Boy Scouts here in the city as a child, I might add. So yeah, what you don't find, you can make, and you can make it happen. Which is not to deny your experience, obviously. It's just I'm just letting you know that there's a little bit more to New York than you might imagine, and there are parts of this city that look like the woods. It's not just all Manhattan. I happen to be in the Times Square area, but there are parts of the city that are almost rural, and we're not far away from the countryside. So. What can I look at for you, though?
Okay, so my future in the next 6 years, 2028.
Right. What would you like to know?
Okay, so I'm on a path right now, and I'm just wanting to know if it's going to be viable. Am I going to live through the next 6 years? In the next 4 to 6 years is what I'm really, between 4 and 6 years from now. How is my life going to continue on after 6 years? Because if it doesn't, then why am I even trying?
Oh, so you want to know if you're going to die within the next 6 years? Is that to put it bluntly?
If I'm going to be killed, yes.
I'm certainly not seeing any indication of that. Not in the least. I'm seeing quite the opposite. I'm seeing all kinds of cards of life and hope and joy and happiness. The sun is a card here for one thing. That is a card of healing and health and growth. Shows a little baby on a white horse surrounded by flowers, and in the sunlight. There's nature there, that's pretty decent. Gee, I hate to disappoint you, but I see no calamities coming your way in the next 6 years at all. I see good things. I see you're going to make things happen for yourself. That's the Six of Swords. The Ace of Swords tells me that your thinking is evolving and changing and growing, and that's going to be the big influence over these next few years, is you're going to change the way you think. It's going to grow in certain ways. And I'm not saying you're going to repudiate the way you think now. It's just you're going to see things differently, and your thinking is going to evolve, which is nice. The Empress is here. Now, that's another good one for you, because that sounds like the kind of person you are. This is a person who makes things happen and grow. For instance, in most tarot decks, this is a woman surrounded by fruit and vegetables and wheat and things like that. So it's a person who can create abundance.
So I'm going to ask you to shuffle again. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's happening with me, okay? So you'll know.
Sure.
And I would like you to get so shuffle. So my mom recently passed unexpectedly. She was due to a counselor, and she leaves me with no living relatives, no family. I have no living relatives, no family. I've never been married. I'm still technically a virgin. I have no children. I'm completely alone. So I look at my great-grandmother, Edith Tillman, and I learned that she's the first woman ever to be elected to the House of Representatives in Texas.
Oh, excellent.
4 women had the right to vote. So they went on to make them ended, made her the Speaker of the House, first female, and they made her the first female Supreme Court judge. Well, that's all cool, but she started the whole women's suffrage movement, and for the first time ever in 2028, 53% of the voting population is women. That plus the fact that my mom was vegan before I was born, and I found out through my great-grandmother, Edith Farrell, that her father, Benjamin Franklin, and I have Native Americans. So I've got 74% of the voting population. So I'm thinking about running for president. I'm actually studying online right now. But I know that it's something I never wanted. I never wanted to be president, sir, but I'm willing to sacrifice the rest of my life, and even if I am assassinated, the chance to make a real difference.
Well, I'm telling you, I don't see any violence your way. I don't see any suffering or sadness. I see good things coming. I see plans being made. I see plans coming through. You know, it's up to you. I mean, the outcome I'm getting for you to look at the next 6 to 8 years is positive, and it's growth. And that's, let me put it that way. That's the one thing I see in this next time frame that you want to look at. In all the cards I look at, I see growth. Okay, so that's good. You're working on it. And I think that we'll hear from you. How's that?
Okay, but if you take just a couple minutes and reshuffle them and redraw them, so I'm just saying you'll see something. I'm just asking you as a favor.
Well, I'm doing that now. I mean, I just shuffled them again. I have the 9 of rods. You're very prepared for what you want to do. That's a good sign there. The 9 of cups. This is another 9, which is a good figure, which tells me that's a card about getting what you want and enjoying things and doing well. Temperance shows a life in balance and harmony. The 7 of rods, somebody who can wipe away obstacles and get things done. These are showing a powerful person who is in the process of growing and changing. I can't do anything in this limited format to show you anything deeper. We can do an off-the-air reading if you want to get in touch with me, and we can spend as much time as you want. But just to answer your one question, this period that you're looking at is not a time of danger or a problem for you. It's a time of growth and achievement, and you're going to attain all kinds of interesting things. There's new things emotionally happening for you. That's the Ace of Cups. Remember, we already had the Ace of Swords. So you're headed in for a very interesting period of time. Okay?
Okay.
Stay in touch. You know, I'd like to know what happens.
Thanks.
Bye-bye now. And we'll shuffle them up. I've never had to deliver the disappointing news to someone that they're not going to get bumped off. But, well, you know, being dead isn't everything in life, right? Holly in York, Pennsylvania, you're on next. Hi, yes. Holly. Hi, how are you tonight?
I'm all right. I've been better.
Well, let's see what we can do to gin that up a little bit and make you feel even a little better than that. What can I look at for you?
Well, I'm wondering if there's better times ahead.
Oh, yeah.
It's been really tough for me lately.
No kidding. I mean, it's been tough for everybody, but it's really been very, very bad for so many people. Let's shuffle them up and see what we get.
Okay.
Because overall, I see things coming out much better, but I'm going to look specifically at you here. Okay. Here's a good start. It's the 8 of Swords. That's a person who feels stuck and trapped and can't go anywhere and do anything. That's followed by the Page of Coins, which means that there's money coming your way. The Ace of Rods, something new in terms of work and career and life and things of that sort. The 9 of Rods, I just had that for the previous caller. That's a person who's prepared for what's coming and can handle it. Now, here's the $1 million card. The 10 of Swords. The 10 of Swords means that the worst is over. The life threw its worst at you, and you're still here.
Really?
Yep, that's what that shows. And that means you're going to get up and you're going to do fine. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be easy. That definitely doesn't mean it'll be easy, but it means that you're going to do it. And you have, this is the third time tonight I got this card, which is the Sun, which is healing and growth and health and happiness. You see, the bad stuff is going away, but right now, it doesn't look like that because you're feeling stuck. If you look at the Eight of Swords as a card, it shows a person stuck.
Yeah.
There is a card here that and I expected to see this card. It indicates that one phase of your life is coming to an end and another phase is beginning. So you'll be able to look back on this time as the ending of where the past came to go, and now you're moving into the next phase of your life, and it's going to be very good for you. There's a mystical side to you, am I right?
Yes.
Okay, now of course I'm saying that because I had the High Priestess card here, but that's the kind of thing that I could infer that anyway because you're calling a show like this. But the High Priestess is here, which means that you're a person who's intuitive. You can see behind the veil. You've got the Magician card. It's the same thing here. The Judgment cards, because these three cards are major cards. And this tells me that you're at a turning point in your life. This is a very important time in your life, right?
Okay.
The High Priestess shows that you're intuitive and spiritual. The Magician shows that you have the power to use that spirituality here on the earthly level. And the Judgment card means that you're going to get what you deserve, what is owed you, you will get. And it's also a card of rebirth. It's a card of rebirth. Okay. Now, that fits in with what I said earlier, which is that I've got a card that indicates the end of one phase of your life and the beginning of another. It's almost like a new you is coming.
Yeah.
So hang in there. Just please hang in there because there really is good stuff coming. And I assure you, if I didn't see that, I would tell you. If I saw something that wasn't so hot, I would talk to you about that. And we would deal with it. But you have, in fact, you have great spiritual power, probably more than you know, because that's the Fool card I've got. The Fool card doesn't mean you're a dope. It's not about being a fool. It means the person is the beloved of God and has great spiritual protection and power. Have you ever felt that? You've gotten into some bad situations, but you worked out, it came out okay? You have spiritual protection. These are four major cards. They're among the four most important cards in the deck. I'm going to tell you what they are again, so you can look these up if you want to. The High Priestess, the Magician, the Judgment card, and the Fool. This is telling me that you're entering a phase in life that's going to be really, really good, and you're ready for it. You deserve it. That's the Judgment card.
Yeah.
And you're the one making it happen. You're not just sitting back waiting. You're making. So as difficult as this can feel, because change, even change for the better is bad for a lot of people. People won't take it. It's true. And there's this thing called, the psychological stress units for getting married, for instance, are the same at the same level for getting divorced. So there's no value judgment here in terms of the nature of the change, but in your case, you're changing things in your life are going to be changing for the better, but that still takes some getting used to. So let it wash over you and meditate on these things and tell yourself that there's a new stage in life coming. Here's the 10 of Cups, great happiness, great joy. The Justice card, again, along with the Last Judgment, that tells me if you're involved in anything of a legal nature, or it could just be a general thing, you are about to get all the things that you have been denied that you feel that you are deserved. It's coming your way.
Okay.
I've got to run. I've only got about 2 minutes left.
Okay.
But
I thank you very much.
This is a very good. The thing is, right now you're feeling stuck and nothing's happening. Don't let that overwhelm you, because great change is coming your way. Change really for the better too. So I'm going to light a white candle to send positive energy your way. But something with a reading like this, you don't need
thank you.
You've got loads of positive energy coming. So hang on, because you're headed for the ride of your life. Your destiny is coming to knock on your door, and it's got good news for you. Okay. Got to run.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay.
My pleasure. Bye-bye now. End of another session of Reverend Elliott's Magical Window, show number 27,892. Well, it's 300 and something. I've lost track. I do number these shows in my files, but I've been pretty lax for the last few months. I think I've been lax since I had that flu in the spring. Whoa, that was one mother of a flu. Yeah. So remember, these are very stressful times, you know, and we have a whole industry called the news, which is going to try to dump as much anxiety into your system between now and election day as possible. That's what they're there for. And you know what happens the day after the election is over? They start covering the next election, and they want to ratchet that up. So we can't all be, living on tranquilizers, so, or gin. We just realize that these are people who are paid millions of dollars to keep us upset so that we tune in and watch. So don't let that get to you. So I will be back again next week, same time, same place, and we will look through the magical window of the tarot. Remember, till then, as I said earlier, time flies. It's up to you to be the navigator. Bye-bye now.